podcaster by night or even now sometimes by day. Katie, are we red hot there on the Facebook and everywhere else? Probably.
Now we are.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Joe Brammeier Presents. I'm Joe Brammeier with my newest pal, Kate, who we'll get to here in a second. But we are live at the second annual Crocus Foundation Gala in beautiful downtown Dubuque, Iowa, with my friend Kate. Hey, Kate.
Hello, Joe.
You, I just found out, were the kind of the keynote speaker. You were the main event last year.
Main event last year. Yes.
at the would it be the inaugural, the first one?
Yeah, I
right?
think that's the appropriate term.
Yes, you were at the kickoff of the very first Crocus Foundation Gala. And what's your last name?
My last name is Kurt.
Kate Kurt. Let me give you the introduction that you should have gotten last year. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the hundreds in attendance, for the millions watching at home, Kate Kurt, please welcome the first annual Crocus Foundation Gala Survivor Main Event, Kate Kurt!
That would have definitely got the crowd pumped up.
That's what should have happened.
That is what should have happened. Where were you last year, Joe?
I don't know. I was sitting in the cheap seats in the peanut gallery.
Right.
Yeah. But I was happy to be here. And so enough about all of me jibber-jabbering along. Who are you? Tell us about Kate. You're a cancer survivor, and that's why you're here. So, let's talk about Kate.
Yeah, so my name is Kate Kurt, and I'm from Dubuque, Iowa, so back in my hometown here, and I got linked up with Reagan, who is the lead trainer in the Crocus Survivorship Program 2 years ago when I had finished my sort of stint with breast cancer. So I had went through chemotherapy, surgeries, and just was not feeling like my old self and needed something to kind of get back in the saddle of life and the groove of everything. And I heard through some friends that she was doing this program, and it was before we built out the beautiful space that we have today, the Crocus Foundation Gym. So I worked out with her at just our local gym here in Dubuque and fell in love with their mission and sort of what we're doing to try to holistically bring people back after such a significant sort of moment in their life.
You've become pals with Reagan.
Yes, yep. I've become close pals with Reagan and so many people. I'm actually now on the board for the Crocus Foundation because I just can't leave it alone. I want to be involved in any way that I can be. And this gala is one of our main fundraisers to try to help support people in our community that, are battling cancer or battling after cancer, to try to help them get back to their best self.
Even at the tailgate before the big show today, I was saying on the show, I was like, guys, if you're not here, you're missing out for a whole lot of reasons. But this doesn't feel like a cancer fundraiser.
No.
Like this is something where you just have a whole lot of people who love a whole lot of people who have gone through some bad stuff,
yep.
And it's affected us all. And you know what? Kind of making it fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's really more posed to be a celebration of life, right? Like, let's come out and celebrate all of the good things that happen after a cancer diagnosis or after your cancer journey, even though we don't love that word. So this is really more about recognizing all of the strengths that people still have and celebrating it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's drill down.
Yep.
We checked the box. We plugged Crocus.
We did.
Right? We plugged Crocus and all that. I want to talk to you, if I could. So, post-cancer, or pre-cancer, right? Kate's just out doing her thing.
Yeah, I was
right?
out doing my thing. So I got diagnosed when I was 39 years old, and I was like, I said to my husband, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life for my 40th birthday. I'm going to be strong. Everything's going to be awesome. And then I got breast cancer, and so I was not the strongest, healthiest person.
So was this just a regular checkup and they found a lump type of thing?
I actually found a lump on spring break with my kids. My husband was home because he's a teacher and doesn't get spring break.
Why is it whenever you have a health scare, whether it's a nothing burger or it is something, why does it always happen around like a family vacation where you have a pit in your stomach the whole time? Because I bet, was it like at the beginning or towards the end?
Towards the end, and I thought, oh, this is nothing. Like, I'm making nothing out of, or something out of nothing. I'll be fine. And when I got home, my sister's a nurse practitioner, and I was like, can you check this out? And so, bless her heart, she lied to me. She's like, I think you're going to be okay, but I think you should go to the doctor.
Just for grins.
Right? So then I went to the doctor. I'm like, my sister thinks I'm fine. And then I was like, now I have to tell everybody that that's not the case. So, yeah, it was a super bummer. It sucked, for lack of a better word. And so I remained positive throughout the whole thing, because really the power of positivity is what gets people through, right? Like, we all know that.
Energy is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Being able to raise your own personal energy and vibrations, you can do it.
You can.
It's no longer for the gypsies, folks, right? Modern day Joes and Kates are out there focusing on their inner chakra, and you know what? We're not hippies, and I would bet we both shave our armpits, right?
Exactly.
So
it's a very poignant point, Joe.
Prior to you getting hit with the big C bomb, you seem like you were pretty athletic. You were staying in good shape. You were just doing all the things.
Doing all the things. You know, I had small kids. I was active. We liked to be outside, hiking, biking, all of that as a family. So taking that hit with the cancer diagnosis knocks you down a peg, because as my husband pointed out, you're getting poisoned when you're getting chemotherapy. And so when I was all done, I had maintained that positivity the whole time, but I was so angry when I was done, because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get back to where I was before in terms of just being, first off, my family was dressing me every day. My kids and my husband had to help me take my shirts off.
Because you couldn't move your arms.
I didn't have good range of motion. I was sore
Or you were
all
just hurt. It wasn't any kind of surgeries or anything. It was just like...
It was the surgeries. Like, I wasn't... And afterwards, I didn't do all the things I probably should have done to get myself back, right? So for me, I thought, I can't have my 10-year-old helping me get dressed every day. Like, she's got other things to do. And so, I thought I could stay angry. I could get even, is what I told people. And that's why I wanted to get back into some level of fitness so I could just be independent again and not feel like an 80-year-old.
Then you found Reagan and Kim and thought, are you kidding me? This is in my backyard?
Yes, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah, imagine that, because there is no other Crocus Foundation. If you're over in Council Bluffs, Iowa, you're out of luck.
You are. And so, like, when I had my chemotherapy treatment, I did something called cold capping so I could keep all my hair. So I wore a freezing cold, it looked like a professor hat for 9 hours every day that I got chemo so that I didn't lose my hair.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's totally awesome, and more people should check it out. So Penguin Cold Capping Company is one of the companies that really is fantastic, and they support patients in ways that are really, like, immeasurable.
I would imagine that's a service you pay for.
You do pay for it.
I bet, that's not an insurance thing. No, so that's, but, hey, if you have the ability to do it, I'd live in a cardboard box to let my wife do that.
Right?
If that's what she wanted to do.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Let's do it.
And it's manageable. It's while it's not covered by insurance, it is really attainable for a lot of people. So when I was done, I looked like old Kate, right? I didn't lose my hair. I didn't have to grow it back, but I didn't feel like old Kate. And so that was the biggest disconnect, and why people help us through our cancer journey, but when you get to the end and everybody dusts their hands, you're done, you're kind of like, well, what's next? I need help getting back to the things that I used to do.
What's that thing on the back of your arm? Show me that. Bring that in here in the middle. So, what is that thing?
I'm also a type 1 diabetic. So
that's like
this is my insulin pump.
That's from Wilfred Brimley.
This is from Wilfred Brimley.
He sent you diabetes testing supplies there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do you do? Is that where you inject your medicine through?
So my insulin lives in here, and it is constantly feeding into my system.
So you don't have to do shots.
Right.
Oh, you got one on the other side.
And so this is my glucose monitor, and they talk to each other. So it's like I have an external pancreas.
Why do you have diabetes?
Well, that's just because that's the straw that I drew in my genetic life.
Yeah, this wasn't from you eating Pop-Tarts.
No, it was not. although a delicious snack.
So you've always been dealing with
I've
that.
been always dealing with this, yeah.
Oh, when you were a kid, did you have to like give yourself shots and stuff?
Yes, I did.
I knew a kid that I grew up with down the street, and he moved away. But when we were kids, he would like pull out his belly and he would like shoot himself in the
Good old-fashioned savage diabetic care.
Yeah, so you had to do that?
Yes, I did.
That had to suck as a kid.
It did, but also power of positivity, get that energy going. Like, I can either do it or not. And so I luckily had awesome parents that were like, nope, you can do this. Figure it out, girl. We'll help you. So.
Are you, growing up, would you consider yourself kind of popular? Did you have a lot of friends? You seem like you have a big personality that you would attract a lot of people.
Extroverted, so yeah, I had a great group of friends who I'm in contact with for much of my adult life as well. So I had a good core group of people, but I was not afraid to talk to people growing up. All
right, then here's a question that I think a lot of people would love to ask a cancer survivor or somebody going through it. Because I would be willing to bet if you had a lot of friends growing up, you had a lot of friends before you got diagnosed with cancer, right?
Yep.
So when you knew it was time to like, I got to let people know that I have breast cancer, was there a part of you worried about turning into Cancer Kate?
Actually, that's a really good question. And in a way, yes, because I never wanted my diabetes to define me, right? So I didn't want people to be like, oh, that's Kate the diabetic.
Yeah.
She has all these things going on. So you're right, I didn't want to become Cancer Kate. But interestingly enough, I would get on Facebook and I would just share my experiences in videos about like what I was experiencing. I explained to people what my cold capping was because I would sit at home in the evenings after my treatment and my husband had to change my caps every 25 minutes to keep them cold enough.
Oh, wow.
And then I just thought, you know what? I've got a really good platform to promote people taking care of themselves. So if you feel like something's wrong, ask. Don't become a hypochondriac, right? We don't want people going down rabbit holes that don't exist, but I really wanted to help people understand, like, if something feels off, you're not crazy for asking, like, is this normal? Should this lump be here, or should I feel this way? And what was really exciting about all of that is even people that I haven't connected with in years were reaching out and being like, oh my gosh, I saw your thing on Facebook and it was so great. I told my dad to go get his colonoscopy, right? So it was a cool way to connect with people in a positive light for cancer, not a negative, I feel so sorry for her sort of way.
So, okay, let me drill just a little bit deeper.
Sure.
Because you seem like somebody who is very humble and has a servant attitude that's just a kind, loving soul. Somebody like that, I would almost think might have some apprehensions seeing a bunch of T-shirts that say Kate Strong on them. Was there like a T-shirt army out there?
You're gonna love this. No.
Okay.
So my youngest brother, he's 9 years younger than me. We were out to dinner like shortly after my diagnosis. My whole family, we do this often.
Okay.
So I have 3 siblings and parents. We were all together with our spouses, and they decided to make bracelets that said "Tits on the Fritz."
Oh,
is that not awesome?
Yeah, so there you go. That's what you got to do, right?
So that was what we did, and people in my office keep them on their desk today.
So
as
was
a little reminder.
that was kind of your that was your tagline?
Yep.
Tits on the Fritz.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm welcome to share it with anybody who needs to use it, but I hope anybody I know never has to use it.
So in the here and now, when you look back, as effed up as it is, are you like, does Kate post-cancer feel like she's running on a little bit higher of octane than she was pre-cancer?
I would say she's back in the game, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like...
Like, were you like this?
Yes.
This pre-cancer?
This extra, yes, I was. But,
really?
But there was probably a 2-year period where I was like very regular Kate, just because it was hard. It was hard mentally. It was hard physically. It was hard to... if you would have asked me to do this last year, like, yes, I was the keynote speaker, I probably would have not felt as comfortable about it because it still felt really new.
Sure.
However, I've recently gotten back into the groove of, they give my number out at the cancer center for people that want to talk about having breast cancer or cold capping and what does that all entail. And I just said to my husband, because I've talked to my 4th person in the last probably 3 months, which is unfortunate that there's that many people that are affected by cancer. But I said to him, you know what? I'm not sad talking about it anymore. Like, I feel like I have good wisdom to give to people. And probably the greatest compliment I got was a gal used to work with her husband, and she said, everybody's been telling me all of the like really sad stories that they know about either their own experience with cancer or a family member's, and you told me, like, just kick ass and move on from it. And I think people need to hear that.
All right.
Because I really believe it.
God, I want to pin you down to this chair all night because I'm just going to feed off of that energy all night. Boy, I'd love to bottle that up. All right. I know you've thought about it. What do you think gave you cancer?
What do I, oh geez.
I know you've thought about it.
Maybe the 7,000 healthy choice microwave meals I ate when I was in school, in graduate school.
Yeah, so tell me about it. Tell me, break that down for me, because I have to imagine if I was ever diagnosed with cancer, I would immediately go to, what did you do, Joe?
Yep.
Like you knew in the back of your mind there was all these things that you were doing, and you kept doing them, and then bang, you finally stepped into a turd.
Well,
so
and
what
we didn't know. There's so much that we know now, and I think we have to digest everything that's out there carefully, right? Because I could turn into a complete lunatic and like not allow my kids to eat anything fun ever again. Like you can only
how do you
grass.
do that? If hold on, and then I'll shut up. But I want to frame it this way.
Yeah.
If in your heart you feel like what ultimately led to your cancer diagnosis was potentially all the plastics you were heating up in the microwave, all the additives in the food that looks real but isn't really real, all of the, quote, healthy foods that are out there, when you really scan the barcode and you see the ingredients that are in there, you wouldn't even put that on a rat to kill it.
Right.
How do you, as a parent of young kids, not turn in to, I don't want to say the N word, because the NAZ word, because I don't want this video flag, but how do you not turn into the food police?
Right.
And be some psychopath, because I want my kids to be able to eat some Captain Crunch.
Correct.
And have a Pillsbury strudel.
Right.
But man, oh man, knowing what you know when you really dive into the ingredients of things. Right. Okay. So how does Kate in the here and now navigate all that?
So while I was, recovering and going through all my treatment, I was trying to read a lot, and I was talking to my husband about like what are things we can do differently. And at the end of the day, for us and our family, like moderation. So when we can remove things from their diet, we will do that, right? But I can't live in a culture, and they can't live in a culture where I'm constantly following them around and telling them they can't eat X, Y, or Z. So they know, like, we don't save food in plastic containers. My daughter takes cold lunch every day in glass containers, and I can trust her to do that.
I love you. I love the plastic. The plastic. Okay, go ahead.
And fragrances and stuff. So I try. I honestly don't know. I have a science-driven mind, but I don't know that all of the sweet pea. Maybe you're too young, but like sweet pea from Bath and Body Works, cucumber melon. Right? We were bathing ourselves in all of these fragrances, which may have some role in disrupting hormones. I'm certainly not very well educated in that, but all of those things, if there are barriers I can remove to try to make things healthier for my kids, I will do that. But I'm also not about to just feed them like, barley every day, because that's a sad existence as a kid.
No, that's such a wise way of doing it, where it's not a matter of adding all this and that to combat.
Right.
It's a matter of removing all of this and that to combat.
Yep.
And it makes your life actually a little bit easier too.
So much easier. And we explain to them, they're old enough now that we explain to them why we make the food choices that we make, so that they can understand, so that hopefully it just is ingrained in their sort of like rest of their life as well. That they're not like, well, we do this because my mom said we had to do it, that they do it because it's healthy.
Well, yeah, because then all of a sudden they get older, and it's almost like they tell their friends, well, I never got those as a kid because my mom got cancer, and she thought it was the food.
Right. It's not. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
It was a whole bunch of stuff, but it's the food.
Yeah, but what we can control, we should.
Yes, exactly, because you're right. You can't pluck the ingredient out and still enjoy the product if that's what's in it.
Right.
But what you can do is, how you prepare it, how you store it.
Yep.
And I was just talking about this earlier. If you can try to live by the mantra of, if it wasn't here 1,000 years ago, I ain't going to eat it today.
Yes.
Now, that's tough to do.
It is.
But if that's the goal,
yeah.
and even if you only hit 70% of the goal, oh my gosh, you're living good.
Yeah. Did I get talked into Boston cream, Pillsbury, what are they called? Toaster strudels last week? I did, right? Because you got to live a little bit, but that's not something that is like a normal part of our day.
What's the thing? Like if nobody's watching, you're gonna gorge yourself, and you're like, you know what? I worked my ass off this week, and you know what? I don't care if right before bed I'm gonna shove all of this in my mouth. What are you gonna eat? So
it would either be pepperoni pizza or Haagen-Dazs chocolate peanut butter ice cream.
Oh, really?
Or maybe both.
Or both.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like a gummy kind of guy,
okay.
like any kind of fruit snacks.
Right.
I love to tear open a whole pack and bang down the hatch.
Yes.
But not anything that tastes like a gummy bear.
Right.
Like a fruit snack and a gummy bear are on two different planes.
They really
are.
Yep.
Yeah, one is from heaven, one is straight from hell. That's for sure.
It's true.
Who are you here with?
I'm actually here with my whole family tonight. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep. So my husband is here, and then my sister and her husband, my brother and his wife, and my parents. My one brother lives out of town in Madison, and they don't get out of school until tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, your poor husband, this whole time you've been here, has had to make small talk with people.
Oh no, he's sitting at a table with the rest of my family, and my sister married his best friend. So it's really like we can leave them to their own devices.
They're
all
over
the
there
time.
going, "Where's mom?" I don't know, probably somewhere here talking to somebody.
Yeah, and my husband is very outgoing, so he fends for himself just fine in the wild.
Can I ask you how that works in a relationship where are you saying both you and your husband are an extrovert?
Yes, but he's a thoughtful extrovert, and I'm just a loud extrovert.
Okay, you'll just go talk to anybody, social butterfly kind of thing.
But he's also very observant and calm and level-headed, where I'm sort of more just like the bebopper.
He wants to, after you guys go shopping, he wants to think about it for a minute.
Yes, and I just want to do it.
He'd like to go research it. And you're like, no, we had to move heaven and earth just to get here to look at the stupid thing. Let's just buy it.
We had 5 minutes.
Do you like it? Great. I like it too. Then let's not worry if we can find some 20% off somewhere buried in the bowels of the internet.
Yep.
Let's just buy the damn thing.
Agreed.
So you and I, we'd go broke in a hurry. We would be flat
living
broke.
on pennies, Joe.
Yeah, we'd have a bunch of crap in our life and no substance.
We would.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So anyway, thank goodness for our spouses.
They keep us in line.
You have to have a yin to the yang.
You sure do.
Kate, you're my pal now.
Thanks. I feel like we are fast friends, Joe. I really enjoyed this.
This was so nice. Thanks for taking some. And you know what? Thanks for answering the hard questions.
You bet.
You know, because it's like, quite honestly, that's what people want to know. And some people just, I would have loved to ask that, but I just don't know. I didn't want to offend anybody. You're like, offend me? I went through cancer.
Right?
You know, nothing's going to offend
me. These days.
Yeah.
Exactly. This
anyway,
is an awesome opportunity. Thank you for being here and for doing this.
You're
it's
a gem,
cool way
Kate.
Not only to get out this, but just, people can tackle cancer. It's doable.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
You got to pay it forward here, or pay it back to somebody.
Okay.
You got to drag somebody over here for me. You know everybody here. I don't care who.
Okay.
I'll talk to the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker. I don't care. All right? You just bring me over a warm body.
I'll do that.
Kim, thank you.
Yep.
Or Kate, sorry. Kate, and tell Kim we love her, right? Because none of this would be possible without Kim.
None of it without her brain power and brainchild. So thanks, Joe. Have a great one.
Go get him, Kate.
I will do that.
All right, Kate Kurt, everybody, my newest good pal here at the Crocus Foundation second annual gala. Katie. That was a fantastic conversation.
I enjoyed it.
That was fantastic. I asked some questions I've always wanted to ask a cancer survivor.
I don't know that I would have ever asked somebody, what do you think gave you cancer? That's not something I've ever thought about.
Yeah.
I always thought, it just happened.
Yeah. I bet that's the first thing most cancer survivors think is, what did it? What did me in? I don't know. That's just what I would think. You know? So, but man, Gary Dolphin from the Hawkeyes is here. He's right in the background. I don't know if you can see him through there, but Gary Dolphin is cooking right now, and he just brought up the guest of honor. Well, I think the dude that's up there talking right now, he's doing the opening prayer. I better shut my mouth here. Oh, he's doing the, make a quick joke. And then, here's my new guy. Hold on here. How you doing, man? What's
Joe?
your first name? Yeah.
Kian. I'm going to be the chiropractor down the hall from the Crocus Foundation.
Oh, all right. I want to talk to you. I got questions for you, Kian.
Absolutely. I'd love to chat.
Yeah, you bet. I'm going to...
You're good.
Again, to reintroduce myself, for those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Gus Merriweather. I'm the proud grandson of Jay Bruce and Shirley Merriweather, the nephew of Kim and Jerry David. And I'm also honored to have my incredible mom, Carrie, and my amazing wife, Katie, here with me this evening as well. As we come together for the second year of this event, I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about consistency. And it's a theme that I believe lies at the heart of both survivorship and community as well.
So we are here in the opening prayer here. So we're gonna let Gus Merriweather. Gus Merriweather here he's going to do the opening prayer, and Gus is Bruce's grandson. So Bruce is the guy that this has kind of all been named in his honor. He's from Michigan and graduated as a physician assistant from Rocky Mountain College, Montana. So he's kind of doing the opening prayer here, and then we're gonna get to our guy Kian. Kian, go. All right. Okay.
I'm on your tag.
In my professional life, I work as a physician assistant specializing in psychiatry and geriatrics in particular, so I have the privilege of walking alongside of many patients who are cancer survivors or currently fighting cancer. They inspire me every day. They remind me of what true resilience looks like, what courage sounds like, and what faith feels like. They face the unknown with grace and grit and an unwavering determination, and that spirit, the refusal to back down, is what the Crocus Foundation is all about. Supporting these fighters, supporting these warriors, is people that are unwilling to let cancer or anything else really define them and defeat them. So now I'd like to lead us in a prayer to guide our hearts through the rest of the evening, so if you guys would bow your heads with me and say this prayer with me. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of consistency, the strength to keep showing up even when it's hard and even when it's inconvenient. Thank you for calling us to serve one another, for asking us to stand in the gap when others cannot. Let us be the hands that lift, the shoulders that carry, and the hearts that understand. Your word in Corinthians says, therefore, my beloved brothers and sisters, be steadfast, immovable, almost always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain. Also, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Lord, remind us that we may not always see the harvest right away, but that doesn't mean that it's not growing beneath the surface. Let us be patient, let us be faithful, and let us be consistent. Working as a clinician, my experience is that no one thinks it's going to be them. No one expects to be the patient. No one anticipates the day that their health will be in someone else's hands. So help us, God, to ensure that those hands, our hands, are both gentle and strong, kind and capable, soft with compassion, but callous from repetition, from the time, the commitment, just showing up. Make us steadfast, Father. Make us a united front, immovable, a community bound together in hope, love, and purpose. And let your Spirit move among us tonight. Let it stir generosity. Let it spark joy. And above all, help us to just enjoy the beautiful gift of this moment, just being together. We love you, God. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, grandson, Gus. You look so mature. Incredible how fast generations move along, isn't it? Appreciate it, Gus. Again, thank you for being here with the Merriweather family. And Shirley, wave, Shirley. It's great to see Shirley Merriweather here. Thank you, Shirley, for being such a wonderful member of our community. Gus has got a little bit of Bruce's gift for the gab, the ad lib. As no matter what, president of the Chamber Board, literally was a key cog in saving the University of Dubuque. I'm sure we have some UD Spartans here tonight. President of the Iowa Bankers Association during the farm crisis. I can remember when Phil Donahue brought his show to the
I don't know if you can hear it in the background, probably not, but Gary Dolphin from the Hawkeyes is here. He's in the background right now, kind of emceeing the whole thing. Oh, thanks, Kian.
many entities in our community, as the entire banking community did.
All right.
Tell me, do I get to throw these on?
On behalf of Bruce, Bruce was fired. He fought cancer.
Welcome aboard, Kian.
How's it going?
Oh, dude, isn't this way better?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Now, for the first time tonight, you don't feel like you got to raise your voice?
No.
Yeah.
It almost makes me self-conscious that I'm talking too loud now.
Yeah. All right, pull that thing nice and close.
Gotcha.
So you and I don't know who the hell you are. I just said, I was telling Kate, I go find me somebody. And I said, I'll talk to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and they sent me a damn Cairo. So Kian the Cairo,
Yes.
you run a neck cracking, check cashing clinic here in Dubuque.
It is. It's a little different than what most people are used to.
Yeah?
I actually opened up my clinic originally over in Lancaster, Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin, right
Okay.
across the river, Cuba City native.
Okay.
Recently just started to talk to Kim about getting over to the Dubuque area and really just started up the conversation. Saw she had some space in the gym, and she said, you know what, we got something even better, and set me up with a room right down the hall from the Crocus Foundation. So
Oh.
yeah, big time.
So you're in the same building right there.
Correct, right.
Probably right next to the healthy eating joint. And
Yep, right across from Mindful Bites. We share a wall, so I'll be right there, right across from the Tobacco Voices building.
why is chiropractic associated with cancer so much?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've talked about and that we're hoping to kind of combine services with is
Katie, can you make sure we're in frame there on that one? But go ahead. Sorry.
the thing that we're kind of focusing on and that we really connected on was this full body approach and this lifestyle change that kind of comes with all of the services they already offer. Obviously, they offer the training through the Crocus Foundation and through Reagan. And recently with the Mindful Bites edition, they're going to be able to attack the nutrition side of things. Where I come in is more of that rehab portion. So what I do with chiropractic is it's not so much those quick appointments. It's not the 5-minute crack your neck and you're out. We're spending one-on-one time with people where if they got an issue, we got to make sure we look at the whole body. So
Yeah.
if they got low back pain, let's make sure that we check out the hips. Let's check out the feet. Spend time, get to know this person a little more. And ultimately get people back to what they love doing.
Yeah, but why is it so prevalent in the cancer world? Why do I feel like I hear a lot of people when they talk about their cancer journey, they talk about chiropractic?
I think it's just one of those things that when you're embracing the holistic lifestyle, it's kind of one of those things that's grouped in with all of that. It's embracing this change to change who you are. Eating healthier, you're working out, typically with that stuff along that process, and especially in the cancer realm, there's going to be things along the way where you pick up joint pain, muscle pain. You're going to have these things that are going on, and there needs to be someone to take care of that. And typically with the cancer patients, they know what it's like to go through treatments that are very...
Hey, let's hold on a second. That's their mic.
You're good.
All right. We're going to sit right here. And hey, Katie, I want you to move that camera as close as you can to Kim. We got to hear Kim's deal, and then we're going to get right back to this. Because after Kim, we can. Now you're the star.
For sure.
Before I go any further, I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible, talented musicians who are sharing their gift with us tonight. Their timeless sound inspired by none other than Frank Sinatra, one of my dad's favorite artists.
Kim right now is getting ready to. She's into her speech. And Kim was telling me earlier she was super nervous about giving her speech. So, but Kim is great. I mean, everybody in this whole room loves her.
All our volunteers who put together this fantastic event. A special thanks to my mom.
We interviewed Kim's mom earlier, Shirley.
And to all of our family that is here tonight.
Anytime now, Kim, you can give me a shout out.
This foundation was born around
Anytime.
but also
I don't think she's going to give me a shout out, Kian.
Crocus Foundation was established in honor of my father, Joe Brammeier Presents. A lifelong community leader who believed in lifting others up. He taught me that
I don't know if you can hear it necessarily on the camera, sadly, but Kim right now, Kim David has given a speech. She's the founder of the Crocus Foundation, and this is our second annual gala that she's having, and she's given her basically her welcoming speech to everybody here before the real party gets kicked off here.
families, each navigating challenges during and after a life-changing diagnosis. Thanks to incredible generosity in this room and across the greater Dubuque community, we have transformed lives by providing personalized one-on-one coaching that meets individuals where they are.
So Kim is recapping right now what the Crocus Foundation is doing, specifically the workout area. And I was talking to him earlier. Well, she just mentioned they've raised over $375,000 right out of freaking Dubuque, Iowa. Right out of Dubuque, Iowa, $375,000 to fund their first one. This thing's going to go to the moon, folks.
Ensuring and lasting impact for years to come. We celebrated receiving our first transformative 100,000 major gift.
This place looks really neat. This place looks really nice in here. It's like an old warehousey type theme.
And finally, and most importantly, we awarded over 37,000 in scholarships, fully achieving our ambitious year one goal. Tonight among us are some of the most courageous people I have ever had the honor to know. These are individuals who have faced the profound challenges of a cancer diagnosis and found strength, resilience, and hope along the way. Many of them have participated in our cancer survivor program and have shared how it has helped them not only heal physically, but also reconnect with a sense of purpose, control, and community. Their stories inspire us, their words remind us why this work matters. To each survivor here tonight, thank you for letting us be a part of your life. You are the heart of this mission, and your courage lights the path forward for so many others. Our progress is driven by passionate leaders and dedicated contributors. Tonight, I wanted to especially recognize Regan Wright. She is the director of our survivorship.
Joe Brammeier. Kim's about to recognize Joe Brammeier.
Shaping and expanding our services.
Maybe on year 3.
Of survivors and caregivers alike. She is a fierce advocate, an innovator, and a steady source of strength and inspiration.
Sadly, Katie, I don't think our phone is probably picking up Kim's audio because our audio is only piped in through our microphones. So it's, yeah. It did? Oh.
Their work helps restore balance, strength, and peace of mind.
So do you think I'm talking over Kim right now, or do you think it's actually picking it up? If it picked up the prayer,
Exciting road ahead,
yeah, pull up the live feed and see.
and possibly a second location.
Because then I can quit talking over the live feed. Kian, I'm just figuring all this out. I don't really do this for a living.
I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. So my tie-in is Treadmill Heroes, the company I own, outfitted all the fitness equipment for the Crocus Foundation. Yeah. But I've been doing business with Kim for 10 years through Volve, and 15 years now I started Treadmill Heroes. I thought I could make well, I'll tell you what got me started into Treadmill Heroes. I want to fix fitness equipment and sell it. Yeah, nobody says that as a kid. How's the audio, Katie? Does it pick it up or not?
Closely with Mercy One Medical Associates and other contributors
Oh, but can you hear me talking over it or anything like that? Anyway, I worked for a company that sold equipment for years. And during the Great Recession of '08, I was out trying to sell fitness equipment to facilities, and they're like, we don't have any money to buy any of this. And so finally, about the third place that I walked into, I said, or they said, well, we don't have any money to buy anything, but do you know anybody who fixes this stuff? Well, the company that I worked for at the time, they were horrible at service. And I was like, well, I'd fix this stuff on the side. And they're like, well, we would hire you. Well, I didn't fix it on the side. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even have really tools to do it. So, like, I just faked it till I made it. And then we became a good-sized dealer of equipment, and we work with commercial facilities, and we have 15 full-time employees, and Katie's a full-time employee of Treadmill Heroes right here. And so she's just doing this because she's on the payroll.
We're also thrilled to announce an exciting new partnership with Nikki Geezy of iFit Holdings in the Quad Cities.
All right, this is a big announcement here.
Marks a bold step forward in our growth.
Kim is just now announcing that they are expanding to the Quad Cities.
This expansion would bring our innovative survivorship model
Crocus Foundation is expanding to the Quad Cities, folks. She's just announcing it right now.
after cancer. Next was supporting caregivers. Our powerful lesson from this past year is that caregivers need care too.
Big deal here, guys. Big deal. This is a huge deal.
That is why this fall we are
I feel like the Quad Cities could be a flagship location for the Crocus Foundation.
in a strong community designed to uplift and sustain caregivers.
And there's a lot of
Finally, elevating
health people in the Quad Cities that would want to be part of this.
and science continues to prove that nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress management are not optional. They are essential pillars that sustain and transform people. A recent Wall Street Journal article reinforced that we witness every day more oncologists are providing and prescribing diet and exercise as
Bang, that's a big thing Kim's announcing right now is she's talking about how physicians are prescribing exercise and proper diet and not a bunch of pills. So it's pretty cool how she's tying all that together between nutrition and working. Oh, look at Keenan. Kian just got a shout out. Cairo Keenan. Keenan Cairo just got a shout out from Kim. That was big, dude. I can't wait to talk to you about that.
And our new director of lifestyle services,
And yeah, here, you can hold your mic close to you. We'll get the headphones back on here in a second.
That's fine. Yours is coming.
I hope Kim, and then all of a sudden, right at the end of the sponsorship list, she's like, and now, and then the lights go dim and the spotlight hits us over here.
Yeah, we got the bullets
There's
lined up.
one more guy I want to give a shout out to.
That's what I like.
I want to shout out Joe Brammeier, the owner of Treadmill Heroes, for outfitting every single piece of fitness equipment in the Crocus Foundation through his company.
You might get a standing ovation. If that's the case, you might get a standing ovation.
Treadmill Heroes, the orange brand is turning purple, baby.
A little crossover event.
Yeah. Orange and purple look real good together. That's why we have the orange microphone covers, because orange is our colors for our
Nice.
company.
It looks nice. It looks crisp.
I don't know why Kim was nervous about this speech. I mean, she's doing all the blocking and tackling, and she's executing the plays the way the plays need to be executed, right?
She crushes it.
Yeah. I mean, we knew Kim wasn't going to come up there with a top hat and a cane and she wasn't going to perform a number, but we knew she would go up there and she would crush it and she would do really well and she would execute.
She just delivers. She goes up there. She knows what she needs to do.
A toast, she says. All right, Katie, let's move that camera back over here, and we'll get set back up.
Survivors, to the caregivers, to those we have lost and those still fighting, to healing, hope, and the power of community, and to the future where no one faces cancer alone. Cheers. Thank you, and I would like to introduce Reagan Wright, Director of the Crocus Foundation Survivorship Program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all again for coming tonight. Again, my name is Reagan Wright. I am the cancer exercise specialist that has the honor of working with cancer survivors through the Crocus Foundation. Many of these patients come into my consultation.
Kian. Oh, feels good to get the mics back on,
Yeah.
right? We had to, as much as I was looking forward to starting our conversation, Kim took the helm, and when Kim takes the helm,
You got to listen.
yeah, everybody
You gotta
stands at attention.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Can I add some levity to the situation here?
Please do.
I have to be honest with you, but I feel comfortable telling you this because you seem like a friendly guy. When I first laid eyes on you, you know what I thought? I
Mr.
thought
Clean.
no,
The bald head really didn't give Mr. Clean.
no. You know what vibe you put off was Hans Klopak. Hans Klopak. When you walked up, you looked like a clean-shaven Hans Klopak. He was the grandson from the movie The Burbs. Did you ever see The Burbs? Katie, come over here. Bring over a picture of Hans Klopak.
Let me see a picture.
The Tom Hanks classic, The Burbs. Have you ever
I've
seen
never
them?
seen that.
Okay,
I've never
well, now a very clean-shaven, good-looking version of this guy. But am I wrong, Katie? I mean, maybe it's the suspenders.
That could be it. That's crazy. That is.
Hold that up to the camera. Yeah, you look like Hans Klopak
Oh,
from
my
The
gosh.
Burbs if he would have just got like clean shaven
Yeah, cleaned up
and a
little bit.
haircut and a bath.
I get that. I grow my beard out a little. It looks pretty similar. It gets a little.
Oh, dude.
Just grows out.
So anyway, I feel comfortable telling you that. You just, I mean, I wouldn't walk up to you on the street and be like, "Hey, man, you know who you remind me of?" But now that we're having a conversation,
It's fair. It's
because honestly, when we put the headphones back on, when I said, "Hey, Kian," I almost said Hans. So I want to apologize in advance. Because I'm so emotionally invested in that image. If I accidentally call you Hans, Kian,
I'll just walk off.
okay, just roll with it. Okay, it's not meant. I want you to know, like, it's not like a being a dick thing.
Okay.
It's not. It's just
You're
like
good.
I've just for whatever reason I've made that association in my head.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll see.
How hard is it to make any money as a chiropractor these days, especially in Eastern Iowa, home of Palmer College?
That's where I went to college. I actually met my wife. My wife is also a chiropractor over in Wisconsin, in Benton, Wisconsin, little town of about 800 people. But we met down in Davenport. I don't know. It has its challenges.
You've got the one location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I just have the one location.
Dude, it's got to be tough, right? I mean, how long you been in the game?
Almost 3 years.
So
at this
fairly
point.
new.
Yeah.
Fairly new to the game. So, I mean, like, it's got to be kind of like breaking into being an attorney in the Quad Cities. I mean, you just have, like, there's a surplus of chiropractors,
Absolutely.
especially in Eastern Iowa. And I would imagine as a young man starting out in business, getting your name out there, it's probably kind of tough.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a little tough. One of the things that helps, though, is being different than what most chiropractic clinics are. I think a lot of the times people have that association of the quick adjustments, or I'm going to get in, get out. Typically something that's faster paced, and honestly, like a little more set up like a quick fix. Like no one's really going in there to like solve a problem. They're just trying to numb the pain.
Are you a health nut? Like, do you eat super healthy? Like, are you?
No.
Well, no. I mean, let me ask it this way. Are you very aware of the accidental dangers you can step into when it comes to nutrition and food prep and storage if you're ill-informed? And I would imagine you're pretty well-informed. Like, I was talking to Kate about this earlier. Like, I would bet you probably don't have a whole lot of plasticware in your house. You probably, like, your pantry probably looks like it's got some granola in it and some canned tuna and stuff, right? I bet you probably don't have a ton of, like, garbage in your house.
I mean, we still have a little. To be honest with you, what I'm thinking of right now is we got a freshly opened pack of cookie dough sitting in the fridge.
Just gnawing. You just go. It's like a community gnaw point.
Yeah, and it has. They come in the squares anymore, so you can go in. You can break a little.
Is that like a Costco thing or Sam's Club or where do you get that at?
We're in Platteville, so we just got Walmart. We just got Walmart in Platteville. We don't have a lot over there.
You know, and can I air something out about that?
Let's hear it.
If you live in an area like a Platteville, Wisconsin, which is a very blue-collar area, right, and all you have is a Walmart, it's tough to get ahead nutritionally with so lack of options, and it sucks, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that, I mean, even this area, but our area has going for it is a lot of the farmers markets. We have a lot of those around, and it's not always accessible year round, but you still got to put in the effort at some point, you know. And it's the same as even if you're going to Walmart, it's knowing that the fresh stuff is on the outside of the aisles. Your meats, your veggies, your fruits are on the outer aisles, and once you start walking through, that's where they typically hide all the junk there. So it's just knowing your way around those situations. And
see, that's what I'm asking though. Yeah. Like, you know that. Are you one of those people that is aware of that?
I mean, I'm aware of it, but I also, when it comes to my own health, I like to focus on really big details. I don't get lost in the minutia a lot of.
Such as? Like, what do you like the big details? Like, what are your non-negotiables at your house when it comes to nutrition?
Protein. Protein's the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, outside of that, like, I don't focus on a lot.
Good.
I've found that the more I try to focus on, the less I actually get accomplished. And when I just focus on the one thing, then everything I need to get done gets done. Yeah,
I'm protein dad at home. Like, our kids are like, I don't want an egg. I'm like, you got to eat an egg.
Yeah.
Like, you got to eat an egg, guys. Like, you got, and guess what? If you were wondering what's for dinner tonight, well, then you're kind of dumb, because it's steak or it's steak. You know, like, or you know what? Maybe we'll do ground beef. But I mean, I got to tell you, man, we eat a ton of red meat at our house.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what, like, I just focus on the big things. It doesn't have to be, you know, the hot topics are always seed oils and stuff right now.
Sure.
Where, like, and you can absolutely get lost in that stuff. And I think for most of the general public, it's just easier to pick one big goal and focus on that.
Dude, I like that.
You'll be so stressed if you have this laundry list of things you're watching out for when you go into the grocery store. And you'll have to shop for hours when you go in there. Focus on the big pieces. Focus on what you need right now, and then you can always build off of that. You're going to reach a point where you're hitting your protein goal consistently. Okay, now add something else in.
I feel like my guardian angel sent you here to talk to me. Be like, hey, yo, Kian, will you go tell Joe to chill out? Will you go just, like, say, hey, guess what, Joe? You grill almost every night. Your fridge always has fresh fruit and meat in it for the most part. So you know what? Quit being the ingredient psycho.
It's about balance. I think you can go too far in either direction, and it's just trying to find yourself in the middle somewhere of whether it's overwhelmed for looking out for certain things in nutrition, or just trying to, like, I eat clean most of the time, but I will also have a beer occasionally.
Yeah.
And I will have some ice cream or some raw cookie dough from the fridge.
YOLO, brother. YOLO.
It's rewarding yourself. It's adding balance. It's not all or nothing. I mean, you can absolutely take it there, but I think a majority of people would see the health benefits that they want to see from just kind of living in the middle space. The same thing with physical activity. Like, you don't have to be some marathon runner or some competitor, but like, we do have to get off the couch. Like, there's a balance. You can't. I just don't think we want to live too far on either end. And if you do, I mean, like, that's fine, especially on the active side. But I prefer to live somewhere in the middle, just finding balance there.
Yeah, that's probably very healthy for your mental state.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's a lot less complicated.
Like, here's one. Just this morning, I opened up our Lazy Susan, and my son wanted peanut butter toast. And I noticed the only peanut butter we have is Jif. Mm-hmm. And I know Jif is like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to like, and I shouldn't know that. I don't necessarily need to know that. Peanut butter for the most part is peanut butter, Jif versus Skippy and all the other things. And so I'm glad you're saying that. It's like, dude, you're checking some big boxes already, so don't worry about the little tiny ones right now.
And I think when it comes to, especially, and I can't speak to this exactly, we just had our first kid about 7 months ago, but I think it's especially important when you have little ones around the house that, like, you're just teaching the big items, because that's what they're going to latch onto. They're going to latch onto. They're going to be watching you. I always say more is caught than taught with these kids. Like, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to what you say. They're going to see what you do, and they're going to mimic that. So it's more about having habits that they can mimic, healthy habits like that. But they're not going to remember all the reasons you do what you do, especially when it's small details like that. So just focus on the big things. Essentially build their foundation. You want to build foundation that's ready for a 10-story building, not a 5-story building. You know, make sure that we're consistently building upon that.
Did you get good grades in school, like in high school growing up?
Yeah, I got decent grades. Yeah.
And you've always been from that area of Wisconsin?
Cuba City. Yep. Graduated with probably the largest class during that time. It was 62 kids. 62.
So, I would imagine. I mean, did you guys even have a sport team? Oh, yeah, you had sports teams. Yeah, of course.
Come on,
yeah,
you gotta.
So
if we're talking sports, you gotta know Cuba City, because we got Jerry Pettigrew as the boys basketball coach. He's most winningest coach in Wisconsin. Jeff Pastina, I think he has. I could be totally wrong here. He has around 10 state titles for women's basketball.
I'm going to give you a big opportunity to make fun of me here. I am a 0% sports fan and 100% WWE fan.
That's crazy.
I do not watch a lick of sports. I played sports growing up, did okay in my town of about the same.
Yeah.
My old man didn't watch sports. No. I didn't watch sports. My old man, he's like my best friend, but my old man's a mechanic. Like, he just didn't watch sports. And
no Hawkeye football.
No, so like in the fall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the fall we'll have the game on. But let me tell you something, Kian. I'm not gonna toss a throw pillow at the TV if my Hawks don't score a touchdown. Like that, I'll even put it to you this way. Mm-hmm. To me, they are the Iowa Hawkeyes, and yes, would I love to see them win everything they do in every sport? Yes, but I don't ever say like my Hawks. Like I'm never like my Hawks didn't do so good last. No. Yeah,
that means you won't be offended if I say go Badgers on this.
Yeah, I got no skin in the game. Like go sports, man.
Yeah,
go sports.
Yep. Throw, pass, kick, go sports. I like it.
What's the sport you miss playing the most?
It's actually that's funny. I mean, I still play it today, but I still play pickup basketball. I enjoy playing pickup basketball. I take pride that I can still dunk. You're
an idiot, and let me tell you why. You're trying to build a business. a business that requires you being physically able. And what happens the next time you get into a freaking contest with a guy?
I know what to do. I know what to do.
And you fall sideways and you break your arm. And what happens when Kian snaps his wrist because he tried to be a hot shot at the YMCA and the men's pickup league, and then you're laid up and you can't run? I think it's great that there are certain guys that play sports after high school. Like, I think it's great. Go do it. But, dude, that would be bad for business if you broke even a finger. You'd be in trouble.
Not the way. Like I said.
It ain't gonna happen, huh?
Well, at the clinic, we really aren't that like adjustment heavy. A lot of what I do is more focused on teaching people how to move. Like, we look at movement a lot in our office. That's why, like, with where we're set up, we have the Crocus Foundation close by. Because honestly, most of the time, in an hour-long appointment, I maybe spend 10 minutes in the treatment room.
Really?
I always say, my philosophy on that stuff is that it's just grease for the wheels. It can help us along, but it's not going to be the push we need. So the adjustments, the scraping, the cupping, whatever, that stuff can decrease pain and make it easier to go get into the gym. What's going to make a bigger difference is getting people over there and moving. Because most of the time when I see people, they have, let's take this time of year. I know you're not into sports, but this time of year, golf's really big. And I get a lot of people in that say, I'm starting to have this pain when I am taking a drive off the tee box or whatever it is. I think it is extremely valuable that when these people are in the office, that we look at the movement that causes them pain. It's to me, that just seems like it makes sense.
Now I get it, because you were kind of talking in broad strokes earlier about how your practice operates.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can kind of draw it out in crayon for myself. Okay. That scenario. Hey, Kian, man, every time I tee off, my lower back hurts. I think I need an adjustment.
Yeah.
If I'm hearing you right, the average chiropractor is going to say, well, have a seat there, fella, and
Absolutely.
1, 2, here comes the Randy Savage elbow off the top rope, right?
That's exactly
right in the middle of the back. And you, before you start ascending the ropes to drop the elbow, you're going, well, let's just, like, here, grab this fake club and show me how you move. And then you're going to look and see how their ankle is cocked all the way to the left, and they're tensing up their neck, and you're going, well, shoot, man, like, that's why you're doing it.
Absolutely.
So let's kind of see if we can kind of rub away the pain here, and then you go put in the sweat equity and fix your swing, dude.
Yeah. So a lot of the time,
Did I nail it?
Yeah, that was pretty spot on. Like, take someone with low back pain.
What's the name of your chiropractic?
Midwest Movement.
Midwest Movement. Now taking new appointments. Right, so now all you have to do is take that and the initial thing. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, what? Where was I? Where was I even going with that?
Well, what we were talking about is, instead of just cracking them and
Randy
moving on,
instead of
giving them an
RKO.
RKO. See, I know some sports too. Like, I know enough where if I find myself in like a neighborhood dad situation and everybody's just kind of like doing the king of the hill around the grill, and then we're talking, they're like, well, did you see that in LSU? I know I've probably seen a clip on TikTok where I can be like, oh, dude, that was sick, man. If I even feel inclined to, throw my comment into the ring. But anyway.
Yeah, no, so take that example of someone coming in with low back pain, hurting them when they're on the golf course. One, let's check how you're moving, and then we can do the adjustments, the cupping, the scraping. That stuff's going to help decrease pain. But then, it's let's look at the movement. Why is this going on in the first place?
Yeah.
For example, the low back is right above the hips, and in golf, you need a lot of hip mobility, and a lot of the golfers I see don't have that.
Are they? Is it just a case of beer belly bad backisms?
I mean, Typically, it's just people don't pay attention to this. I mean, how often are you really like thinking about mobility in your day-to-day life? Like most people, it's not top of mind. They just go out and golf and they don't really notice.
You know what? You're right. Can I key in on that for a second?
Yeah.
I feel like I've always worked out. Like I love lifting weights, and I'll do the stair mill.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stay in good shape. I try to eat healthy. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm always like, Joe, you should be doing yoga, man. You should be doing these stretching things because, like, okay, for 43 years, you've beat your chest and been like, I don't need to stretch. All I need to do is lift weights and eat red meat.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, and that gag, that's old hat,
Yeah.
is what that is. Kean, that's old hat.
Yeah.
That's an old way of thinking, and I've been kind of on this journey lately where I've been like calming down and slowing down,
Yeah.
and I felt like for the last couple years.
They must have said your name. Everyone's standing.
Oh
up
my
and
gosh, they
clapping.
just announced me. They just announced the Treadmill Hero sponsorship. Should I go up? Should I?
I think they're waiting for you. Did you prepare something?
You know what? Let them wait. Let them wait. Yeah.
They haven't turned on the spotlight yet for you to walk up, so I'd give it a little bit. Music hasn't started.
Wow, I'm so honored. You know what? I will be right up. I'll be right up. Okay. No, but I gotta say, I've been on this journey lately, man, and we've gone down. You're gonna have to like bring us back up to the main channel here. But can I talk to you about something?
Yeah, please.
You make me feel comfortable.
That's good. It's part of my job.
Yeah, you've kind of have that. And all you chiropractors, by the way, you all have that soothing voice because you need to be like, so, how's the family? Yeah. We have a man, I hope I can get back to my initial thought, but we have a chiropractor in Durant, Iowa.
Okay.
His name is Joe Brammeier, and he shares the exact same last name that I have, Brammeier, and I think in some way we were related, but let me put it to you this way. I could have dated his daughter and everything would have been above par, right? As strange as it would have been with the same last name like Brammeier, we could have like went gravel roading, and by all accounts, as far as the genealogy is concerned, who cares, right? But anyway,
we were talking about.
I digress.
We were talking about some change.
Right.
You're talking about.
Right. Well, Katie, remind me. I want to get back to my kind of spiritual journey that I'm on right now and slowing time. But before we get to that, I want to talk about you chiropractic soothing voicers out there.
Yeah.
I swear, Palmer College has a speech class where you all go into the auditorium and, okay, everybody, now on 3, we're going to respond with the word right. 1, 2, 3, right, right.
That's right before you graduate and you walk up on stage. That's what they test.
You have to give your best right. And so anyway, the reason why I think about that is Joe Brammeier, the chiropractor in Durant, of really no relation. I went to him one time.
Yeah.
Should I tell him on camera why I went to him? I'll tell you on camera why I went to him. Because chiropractic was my last resort. Because I've just never been a chiropractor guy.
Yeah.
I've just never drank the punch.
Yep.
So I decided I have to drink the punch, because anytime I worked out and my heart rate became elevated, or anytime I got an erection, I would get a mind-bending headache.
Okay.
Only those 2 things.
Yeah.
Workout or boner, migraine
Lots of blood
immediately. So you're kind of in a conundrum if you love those 2 things. If you love working out and things that go along with that, you're like, I can't live my life like this. So I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And finally, I went to Joe Brammeier in Durant, and I told him that.
Yeah.
And he lays me down, and he's like, right. And he did hit me with a few Randy Savage elbow drops from the top rope. He did a Hogan leg drop. He did a people's elbow. He hit me with a Stone Cold Stunner. I believe he put me even in the sharpshooter, if you would. But problem solved.
Yeah.
And ultimately what we think it was I was kind of getting into the CrossFit scene at the time, and when you've got a guy that's been doing slow, controlled weightlifting his whole life, and all of a sudden we're yanking and jerking and throwing and get up, get downs, like you can easily pinch a nerve in your neck, and I think that's what happened. There was limited blood flow, and anyway, he fixed it, and it was like, well, as you can imagine, it was a big sigh of relief.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the day-to-day.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
I think that really goes back to one of your original questions when we were just starting to talk about, like, why is this so prevalent with cancer patients? And I think a lot of the times they're in a very similar position where, like, they've already done so much treatment, and especially with, like, pharmaceuticals or chemo, most of the time, especially in, like, the survivorship program, I imagine, and I can't speak from experience, but I imagine most of those people are pretty tired of that route of things, they're just looking for something a little more holistic. And
you know what? You know why? Because now, and chiropractic should get down on their hands and knees and thank social media, because social media, although it does spread some crazy stuff, it does let some truth resurface.
Absolutely.
Because up until recently, chiropractic was in the mainstream considered a little bit of hippieism and voodoo and, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah. You were about one step away from burning sage, right? And let's be honest, that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
But now people are realizing that the body is just this big pile of goo with a skeletal system inside of it. Yeah. And within the skeletal system is all of your electrical wires, and all that stuff bends and moves, and it's not that far out of the realm of possibility that a few hoses could get kinked. Yeah. Have you ever grabbed your garden hose and tried to run to the end of your yard to water something, and then the water isn't coming out, only to find out that the hose is kinked?
Yeah.
And I think that, by a guy who doesn't know a damn thing about chiropractic, is chiropractic in a nutshell.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like, a lot of the times too, one of the things that I'm seeing people start to focus on, one of the things we focus on in our clinic is, outside of the adjustments, it's giving people tools to go home and work on stuff. Because, like, I got longer appointments. Like, our appointments are an hour long in the clinic.
That's not normal for chiropractic. No. So you're offering a whole different menu here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even with that though, I zoom out and I think an hour seems like a long time for an appointment, right? It is a very little time in the span of a week, even. An hour does not make up a lot of 7 days. We need to be making sure that we're giving people stuff to go home with, of like, hey, this is something you should be working on. Whether it's an exercise or a lifestyle change, whatever, this is something that you need to take responsibility for outside of the office. I always tell people, like, I would love to tell you that my hands are magic and that I can fix you with one pop of the back, but a lot of the times there's a lot more going on than that.
All right. Every chiropractor that I know, if you walk into their office, they've got some, like, goods for sale. Do you have goods for sale at your place?
No. Honestly, not for any good reason besides, like, I don't focus on it a lot, especially with, like, the location we're going to be at down here.
Kind of a conflict too. Yeah, there's not a lot of, so you can't do supplements and you can't do.
Yeah, and it's just not even that. It's we have the resources right down there where if I was going to make, here's another thing that I really firmly believe in. I know how the body moves very well. I know a lot of the ins and outs of the body. nutrition, believe it or not, is out of my realm.
You got to learn. You had to spend so much time learning how the body moves. I mean,
and you have nutrition classes as you go through chiropractic school. I think you have 3 classes, but that's not nearly enough for me to feel like I'm an expert in the area. I very firmly believe that if someone comes to me looking for that advice, I'd rather point you to someone that absolutely knows what the hell they're talking about in that realm. There's a nutrition expert. There is someone that is an expert in some other field. I want you to get your information from them, because I can tell you a personal experience of this is what works for me or what has worked for me or other clients. But at the end of the day, I trust the pro a lot more, just as I would expect people to trust me with movement and their body. I want people to make sure they're going to the right places. So a lot of the times in our office, we do a free discovery visit. The whole point of that is to point people in the right direction. We look at things, and I'm very honest with, hey, I think we can help you, or hey, I don't think we can, and here's where you need to go. We have that sorting process right on the front end to make sure that we're getting people to the places they need to be.
Can I
sign up for a discovery visit? Yeah, absolutely.
With as much exposure as I'm giving you here, baby, you're going to be cracking my back for free for your whole life. Let me ask you I want to ask you and you can feel free to give me a pass on this.
Okay.
How do you feel about cannabis?
I don't have any strong feelings about it, to be honest. I guess I'm pretty neutral.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about it. So just to what I was saying before, I may not even be the person to talk to about that, because I don't know.
I'm just always wondered, because when you start just talking about just health and holistic and all that, and nature and all those things, some people have a strong opinion about it. Some people are just well, I'm just not really that exposed to it, so I don't really care, you know? Because it's not state legal in Wisconsin, right? No. But it is in Illinois.
Yeah, there's I can't remember what the rule is in Wisconsin.
It's federally legal everywhere, but that doesn't mean you can go to that state and buy it.
There's certain things that you have to. You can only buy certain products or something in Wisconsin.
I bet Wisconsin hates the idea of weed and dispensaries, because Wisconsin is really known for their breweries and their beer and their cheese and all that, and that's more of a kind of an Iowa conservative type thing too, you know.
But have you ever been out to Colorado?
Oh yeah,
you see a lot of those places mix that stuff very well, and I think, if we're looking at it from the standpoint of the state, I think it's a great way to bring in a lot of funding. It brings in so much money.
Yeah.
And from the state's point of view, what is that in taxes and things like that?
Yeah.
I think financially, it's.
I think anyone who has a business looks at it and goes, man, if I was the state, why would I be leaving all that money on the table? Because you could put in checks and balances, hey, listen, we catch you at the city park with it, dude, don't be a jerk about it. We're gonna give you hit you with a hefty fine.
Yeah.
How many people are we at your house?
What?
When you say we, how many people are we at your house?
At my house, just
family members.
At my house, it's me and my wife and our little, almost 7-month-old.
New dad.
Yeah, just recently. Yep, had a little boy.
Doesn't having a boy first, in a way, take a lot of pressure off? We had a boy second.
I don't know. Actually, it's funny. When most people ask me that, they'd expect that I say, I wanted a boy. Not that I, cared too much either way, but actually, originally, I was hoping for a girl first. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe.
Do you have any brothers?
Yeah, I got an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister.
Oh, and they have kids?
No, I'm the first. My family's pretty young. My dad's 49.
Whoa. Weird. Well, how old are you?
26.
Damn. Yeah, you know what? Hold on, let me look
I
at
just
you.
got over there was crazy.
Well, I mean, because you're kind of a bald-headed
is it the
bastard for
picture?
26 years old already, you know. But some people, I'm going bald too, man.
I graduated. I shaved it. I had hair.
Were you thinning?
Yeah, I told my wife I was sick of
Look,
it. and
look,
she
look
said,
at me. Look. Look how I'm thinning.
Right.
Dude, my head used to be as thick as a broomstick.
Yeah.
And now it's getting thin. I think I'm
shaved
going to
it.
be in your. The minute like it starts to recede, I'm bringing out the
I
lawnmower.
literally have to shave it every day, but I still prefer that over growing out the hair that I had. So I literally shave it every day. But yeah, 26.
Kian, word of advice, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to hug and kiss Kim all the way down the road because I love what she's doing with Crocus. I love this whole thing. It all makes sense, and I feel so happy that I had a chance to meet you and talk to you on the phone because without this, I feel like you would have just been the chiropractor down the hall.
Yeah,
I would honestly
it's
like.
literally it's funny you say that. I said that same thing to Kim. I said I think she was asking me about things. I asked her what could I get involved in. And I said, because I think the worst case scenario is I set up my computer in that little room down the hall and I don't move from there and I don't talk to anyone.
Because you have a really clinical look to you. Like you're really polished and sharp and everything. That. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I would have been like, oh, there's the chiropractor guy, you know. But I feel like now, when I see you, I'm going to have no problem having you buy me lunch when I'm up at Dubuque. I'll be like, yo, Kian, I'm hungry, man. You got your wallet on you? I left mine in the car.
Absolutely. No, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, man. Who you gonna pick on? Who are you going to send over here to jaw jack with me for a while? You know anybody here?
I know a couple people here. I don't know who I would pick on.
Don't send me another chiropractor. God, I couldn't possibly live through another one of those talks.
Literally, I think. I mean, my wife's a chiropractor, but she'll probably be.
Or go find me Reagan. Or you know what? Go grab one of those random girls from over there. Tell them I want to talk to the girl with the. I like to talk to girls with tattoos. Tell that girl I want to talk to her right there in the tattoo.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kian.
It was a pleasure. It was
dude,
a pleasure.
you are a gem. You are a gem. Thank you, dude. Yeah. Kian, everybody, you got to check out his chiropractic place right outside of the Crocus Center. And Kian's going to send over a completely random stranger that, no, just real quick. Yeah. Oh, then send one of them. Just pick one of them. Any one of you. These girls are acting like, you know what? I don't blame them. I've got to look like I'm a mainstream celebrity right now with these glasses on. So, yeah. I wonder if they're going to send anybody over here. Who's got the guts to come over here? Send Green Shirt. Send the right there. Send her over here. Yeah, come here. Send her over here. Come on. Just come on. Oh, they're doing scissor, rock, paper. All right, come on over here. All right. How you doing? What's your first name? Megan, I'm Joe. Nice to meet you. Put on the headphones.
Okay.
I promise, this is relatively painless. We're just having fun.
Easy?
Yeah.
Is this an interview?
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Oh, now, if nothing else, isn't it great not to feel like you have to yell over top a bunch of people right now?
Yeah, it's good to have some headphones on.
Yeah. So, nice to meet you. My name's Joe, and I have a podcast, and I sell exercise equipment. I have the company that outfitted all the fitness equipment in the Crocus Center, where all the cancer patients work out in.
Oh, cool.
So we sold them all the equipment, but I also do a podcast and live interviews and stuff.
Cool.
So, and I thought it would be fun to pick a completely random person out of the crowd just to say hi to. Cool. So, hey.
Hi.
What is your tie here? Like, why are you here?
I'm a radiation therapist, so I work at Mercy One.
I just struck gold here. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, so you're a radiologist.
No, so it's common misconception. Either people think I'm an X-ray tech or a radiologist, but so when people get diagnosed with cancer, like I do the radiation part.
You're the one that gives them the juice.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You've got the jumper cables.
Yeah, pretty much.
I am so glad I get to talk to you. I've never been able to talk to somebody in your line of work.
It's a very niche like type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very small community of us. Yeah.
Okay, Megan.
Yes.
When I hear, I go, because I don't have any personal experience with any kind of treatment. So when I hear somebody say, I'm going through radiation, I kind of imagine like they go into a big MRI looking tube and there's like this machine that goes vo, 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 almost like they're in a microwave, and then they come out and they're super exhausted and they sleep the whole way home and they're a wreck for the next week. Tell me how wrong I got it.
Yeah, so it's really just like getting a normal X-ray. So we take a CT scan and we line up the tumor to the treatment area, like the treatment field, and then the machine. It's way more open than an MRI. It's not enclosed at all. It's just like a machine that will just rotate around you. You won't turn into Spider-Man. You won't glow in the dark after. You really don't feel anything. The biggest thing is we make people really tired. People get really afraid that they're going to get like radiation burns, which some people, it's kind of like getting a sunburn. It's not much more than that, really. Like the modern technology is amazing. It's way better than what it was even 5-10 years ago.
Get out your red crayon and really dumb it down for me. When that machine is like going over your whole body. So let's say somebody has a abdominal tumor, right? That thing's still going around their whole body, right? Or is it honing in on just the abdominal area for starts?
So if you think of a tumor, like usually they're like a sphere. So if you think like a sphere in the middle of your body, the machine, like you're on a floating table. So you're basically like laying on a table that's up in the middle of the air, and it's made out of carbon fiber, so the radiation goes right through it. So as you're laying on the table, the machine goes around you and treats 360 degrees. Because if you treat it from one angle, you're gonna get all that dose like through
on the top end.
Yeah. So it's gotta be conformal. So it goes all the way around to treat all the surface of the tumor.
I gotta believe I'm not the only person out there that just doesn't get like you. Everyone in the world has heard of radiation therapy, but I've never really known exactly how it works.
Yeah, it's hard unless you physically see it. It's hard to conceptualize what it looks like until you've gone through it or went to school for it like I did.
So you're in that room every day?
Yes.
Do you ever, like, if I were you, every day in that room, I'd be like, damn, did I get a little too much juice today? Like, do you ever concern yourself with that? Or is it like, or are there things, obviously there's checks and balances in place, right? You probably stand behind like a wall and do all the things, but do you ever like, man, I've been in front of the microwave all day long?
So fun fact, we actually get less dose than pilots do.
Really?
Yeah, so we leave the room, and there's cameras on the patient, of course, but we stand behind 3 feet of concrete, or sometimes more than that. But it's very safe. When the radiation is off, it's off. There's no live source in the room. So it's all made, it's made by electricity. So when the machine is off, there's no radiation in the room. So I get exposed to very little dose. And we all wear monitors, of course. So every month our dose gets checked and we can look at our report. It's very low. And pilots get exposed to
I was going to ask
radiation.
How do they get exposed to it?
Cosmic radiation. So once you get high up in the atmosphere from the stars and the sun, you get radiation being on a plane.
I got a neighbor buddy who's a pilot. He flies to like overseas. He flies for UPS, so he's constantly hauling cargo. I should ask him about that.
Yeah, I learned it in school. Like I forget how many hours you spend on a plane is equivalent to one chest X-ray, and it's lower than you would think it is.
How long have you been doing this gig? Like this specific job?
So I just moved here from Colorado. I worked there for 3 years, and I've been at Mercy. I was doing the same thing in Colorado, but I've been at Mercy for about a month and a half now.
Did they just offer you more dough, or how does that happen? Like, how do you do the move? Is it just a better job opportunity?
No, I am from here, and I'm getting married. So
Oh, congrats.
yeah, we just wanted. We thought it was time to move back home. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then that's good that you were able to find something close to home, which is the same kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to find a job. Yeah.
Can we talk about jobs for a second?
Sure.
In your line of work, the medical field in general, I won't even just say your world, but certainly in radiology, AI is really picking up steam.
Yeah.
Like, are there conversations in your world where you're like, how is AI going to, one, benefit the recipient of the treatment, and how do we ensure that at the same time AI doesn't show me the door?
Yeah. Luckily, my job is pretty safe because it's very physical. We're getting patients on the table.
Yeah, that
helping them.
takes a personal touch.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to get a robot to do that.
But in your industry, like,
Yeah.
you can imagine there are people that are analyzing data and looking at scans and going, oh, there's the smoking gun, right? I would imagine as AI begins to progress, AI can do a lot of those things with maybe a higher degree of accuracy.
Yeah.
So I was curious if there's been any kind of conversation in your realm about, like, what's our industry going to look like in 10 years?
Yeah, so we're all a team. There's like the therapists, there's physicists, there's dosimetrists who make the radiation plan, so they do it on a computer. And in those kinds of fields, AI could potentially kind of take over jobs because it can just make a plan on a computer. It's also a nice tool because it can check everything. You know, there's always human error, so in the background, AI can check everything, but I think in some jobs, yeah, I think it's a big concern because a computer could also make a plan.
We're living in quite the conundrum right now,
Yeah.
where we're looking at one tool that can both help and hurt progress.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that so strange?
Yeah, and it's all about timing too, so it could do it faster.
So weird.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal tie-ins to cancer, if I may? Like, does this event tug at your heartstrings because you had an aunt that, went through something or anything like that, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't mind. My grandpa had colon cancer. Luckily, I don't have too many
That's good.
family ties to it, yeah. But when people go through radiation, it can be anywhere from 1 treatment to 40 treatments. So I get pretty personal with the patients. Like, I see them every day for months. So you get close to them. So, like, there are plenty who have touched my heart and, like, wrote me letters and kind of became, like, just more than, like, just a patient. Yeah.
How do you navigate that? Because, like, you see kids.
Yeah.
You see old people and kids and everyone in between.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how do you keep a balance of just, I mean, I hope you're trying to keep the happiness meter fairly balanced, but I would imagine there's sometimes it's harder than others, right?
Yeah, you definitely can't take it home with you. And I think to be in this field, you have to have a good ability to not let it, like, follow you home.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, when you get there, it's like, give me it all, baby. I'm here to take it all. But
Yep.
but I'm gonna leave it in the locker room.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave it on the field.
Exactly.
Yeah, and in a way, you kind of have to look at it like an athlete. You're just when you're on the field, boy, I'm gonna play my heart out, but I'm gonna leave it all on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go home and rest.
Exactly.
It's a good, healthy perspective to have, Megan.
Mm-hmm. It's hard sometimes, but
Are you a normal Megan, or do you have like an H mixed in there?
I have an H.
You're a Megan. I have both in my life. Love them both, right? But I have a Meg Han, and she's very nice, and I have a Megan. Quick Megan story before I let you go. So, and I hope you have something that ties into this, and if not, that's okay. But my very first true girlfriend growing up, her name is, and still is, Megan. Regular Megan.
Okay.
And
Normal Megan.
we were boyfriend and girlfriend first through 5th grade. And right after 5th grade, we started having school dances. And that's when Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, came out, and Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You came out. So even though all through junior high and high school, we never dated after that, we always remained, we're in the same kind of social circle. So anytime we were at a school dance or a wedding reception and they played I Will Always Love You as our rule, we would dance to it with one another. And we still, every year, even though we've graduated high school 25 years ago, every single year on our birthdays, we call each other just to BS for a half hour. And right when you said Megan, I immediately in my head, I was like, oh, I'm going to think of Megan Casper, and I won't forget her name while I'm sitting here talking to you. So I just felt it was important to share that special memory with you.
Yeah, cool.
So, anyway.
That song, I'm getting married in August, and I thought that would be a sweet song to like walk down the aisle to, but my mom was like,
no
that's actually
way.
a really sad song if you like think about it. So now I maybe have to come up with a different song.
Are you serious? That song was in your purview for your wedding, and I just told you that heartfelt story off the cuff, and there's a tie-in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The universe is real.
It is.
Megan, energy is a real thing. Like
strings are connecting everything.
I'm telling you, there are so many people that just ignore the energy that's around us, and if you just can tap into it, oh, it's a fun ride. Because we all have a connection somehow.
We do, yeah.
And you didn't even want to come over here. Shame on you.
To be fair, I thought Sam would be better at it.
Well, I don't even know who Sam is, but that might have been a missed opportunity or a second chance. I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
I'll set you free.
All right.
And I won't even expect a follow-up text. All right?
Okay.
I'll take my toothbrush with me. But you have to find me my next guest.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll go get Sam.
I'm gonna run to the restroom, and then I'm going to sit back down here, and when I get back, hopefully, as a token of our new friendship, you'll have me a new guest.
All right.
Megan, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Hey, and you're doing good work. You're doing good work, and I can tell you care.
I do, yeah.
You care about what you do.
I do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready, break.
Nice to meet you.
All righty. And are you on, like, Facebook or Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah.
So you can follow this, because this is live streaming on Facebook right now.
Oh.
And if you just follow me, just Joe Brammeier is my name. So you can follow me, and you can actually pull up this live stream right now.
Oh.
And I'm on all the other socials too. But
Okay.
so anyway, hey, thank you, Megan. Thank you. You're being very gracious there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Yep.
now 4,500, April 45. April 45, 4,500 on the bill. 42.50 submitted. Now 4,500 on the bill. April 45, now 4,500. 4,500, April 4,500. But it's an extra $250. 4,500. 45. The last auction item of the night. 42.50 submitted. Now 45. I'm going to sell it back here for $4,250. Thank you. Bidder number 163. What's the name of the table? What's the name of the table, man? Midwest One Bank, Gary. Thank you, Midwest One. Vincent back there, or do you take the night off? All right. Kim, how do you think that went? I think it went pretty well myself. You're there. I can see her now. All right. Kim, I think we came close to your goal. Oh, yeah, of course. What did he do, Gary? For those of you that didn't, so we're going to do a fund to need, and most of you know how this works. We're going to ask you to get your bid number in the air. For those of you that weren't fortunate enough to win an auction item, here's your chance to put a few grand or a few hundred on your credit card to support the Crocus Foundation, and we'll blow by Kim's goal.
I can get Sailboat Mary,
We
too.
started out with $5,000. That's the first fund to need number we're looking for. We'll work our way down quickly to the $100 level. That's special in and of itself. So can I see a show of hands on the $5,000 level for fund to need for the Crocus Foundation? I know we have one already who bid early at $5 grand. We thank you. Yes, thank you very much. So bid numbers, we have another one right here, Gary, right over here. Thank you, 192. Bidder number 192 for $5,000. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mike, thank you. Thanks to the Plummer family at Mike. Okay, 5,000. One more time. Anybody else interested in the $5 grand level for such a great cause? Prevent cancer. All right. One more time, 5,000. That's 10 grand. We're starting out with the minimum. All right. How about 3,700? 3,700 is the next level for fund to need. Now, by the way, the 5,000 goes in a number of different directions for our cancer survivors. Kim's program, 3,700 will fund a one-year scholarship, complete scholarship for a participant. Who's in at the $3,700 level? I see a number back there. 134, thank you. 134, thank you. For 3,700. Anybody else at the $3,700 level? 3,700 and the scholarship for an entire year for the Crocus Foundation in honor of Bruce Merriweather. J. Bruce. Here we go. We have one right here. Thank you, Mr. For 3,700, bidder number 210. Thank you, Mr. Flower. And anybody else? Anybody else? One last call at the $3,700 level. All right, we're going to cut that in half, go to $1,850. $1,850. You may be wondering why $1,850. $1,850 funds a 6-month scholarship for a participant. $1,850. Who will get in? Thanks. Got number 233. Thank you. 178. Thank you. 233, 170. Anybody else? Yes, right here at 052. Thank you very much. Who's next at $1,850? One to need. Pretty good bid here. Anybody? Get that bid number in the air, please. Big room. Thank you for being here, number one. Thank you for bidding, number two. One more call for $1,850. $1,850, anybody? All right. Now we're down to $500. $500 will fund an onboarding and startup for a participant. Gets them going, gets them motivated for just $500. 147, thank you, 147. Gary, we have 500 bucks. 062. 062. 063. And I see 155. Is that right? 155? Thank you. I'm over 50, I'm sorry. 232, Jim, I can see that from here, thanks. Thank you, Jim. Anybody else in at $500? Did we get the 230? Got 230. 063? Yeah, got it now. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. All you $500 givers. Now, last, many of you knew Rick Horner. Rick was a buddy of mine. He was what a great proponent of baseball. Member of the Dubuque County Baseball Hall of Fame. His dad, Jim, was a great player, baseball player for many years. Out in, as I like to call it, the town of Graceland. Not Tennessee, but Graceland, Iowa, to the airport. Anyway, Rick succumbed to a brain tumor a week or so ago. And we've created a $100 giving level in honor of Rick Horner. We're going to put together a scholarship for Rick. Rick was a dear friend of mine. He passed away on May 21st. And we created the Rick Horner Scholarship that will be funded by the $100 funding cause matched by the Plymouth Court neighborhood. Let's hear it for Plymouth Court. All right. Thank you. 100% of the donations down to this $100 level and match will go directly to survivor scholarship needs. We'll spread those dollars out thanks to the Plymouth Court group, the Plymouth Court neighbors, and of course, Rick Horner, member. All right, $100. And if anybody would like to take, Kim's got cards defining what the scholarship is all about. So we've got a number of $100 givers. We'll get to them. We'll take the numbers down. 120, 78.
I tell you what, Gary, there's going to be a lot of hands in the air with the help from Matt. Let's start over here, and then we'll go through. All right. Who's recording?
Keep the numbers up.
All right. We're going to go right here. This number for $100, 181.
120, I see 120, 63, 063.
210.
210.
155.
220, 229, 229. Let's go to the right side.
Who else for 100?
Three other cards up over here for $100. Okay, thanks, Alex. 021, 021. Anybody else? 186, thank you, Mary. 186. Okay, that's about $1,000 to get the Rick Horner scholarship started.
I do believe that might be it, Gary.
Any pledges tonight will be matched by the Plymouth 190 is in.
190.
For the Horner Scholarship. Last call, $100. Thank you very much. All right. That's our final fund to need level.
All right, Katie, let's go.
241.
We're still hot.
Is this your assistant?
218.
Friend?
Put these on.
Okay.
Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Isn't that way better?
I can hear you better.
That's way
for
better.
sure.
Yeah. All right, get cozy. Get yourself nice and close to the mic. Yeah, let's get cozy. Did I die, Katie? Can you use your phone? Oh, then throw mine on the juicer and then we'll get it later. Throw mine on the charger if you can. Oh, you know what? It's not that important. Let's just roll. If this is hot, then we're good. That one was just backup. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you.
You know what I love about this part of what I do is I don't know you. I literally just met you. You are a pal of Megan,
Yes.
the radiology tech, right?
Therapist.
Sorry. Her and I just had a tremendous conversation.
Did she explain to you what a radiation therapist is?
Yeah, and I got it written out in crayon. Like,
Yes.
I get it now.
Yep.
Because I've always just been like, what does that even mean when somebody goes through radiology? Like, you almost feel like Captain Planet walks in the room with a giant needle, and he's like, oh, here comes the heat, baby.
Yeah.
And so it was a great conversation.
So when I started working there with her, because we work at the
you,
same place.
You do the same thing.
I don't do the same thing.
Okay, let's start with when you started working there, how you got to know her.
So she's actually relatively new to us. She traveled to us, I think it's been about 3 weeks now, and I've been there for a year, so I know Megan pretty well. I'm actually a physician assistant. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, you're kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
In my department, I could do more, but yes, physician assistants are well trained. We do a lot. I get to work with Megan and the rest of the therapists pretty closely. It's pretty fun stuff.
Let's talk about you, Sam.
Okay.
What's your favorite piece of ink you've got on you right now?
Oh.
What's your favorite tattoo? Like if you can only take one with you.
Okay. so
Like let's frame it. We got time.
Okay.
Let's say your spirit is leaving your body. Like your time is up, but your spirit goes, hey, body, before I go, I'm allowed to take one tattoo for the road. Which one is your spirit going to take with it?
Oh, no. I have two because one's really emotionally sentimental.
Well, tell me about both of them, and then we'll figure out which one wins.
Okay. So the emotionally sentimental one is I have my parents' handwriting. It says, I love you, always will, cancer baby. And it's not actually something they wrote to me. It's notes they wrote to each other. And I put it together after they passed away.
Who had cancer?
So both of my parents died of cancer, actually.
At the same time?
3 years apart. I was 11. My mom passed away from breast cancer. And when I was 14, my dad passed away from head and neck cancer. But so he wrote her a note that said, I'll love you, always will. And she wrote a note saying, please take care of my cancer baby. And
to who? To you?
To my dad. And I was the cancer baby.
You were born when she had cancer.
Yes. Yeah. Now she did survive that time. She did. But she had it a third time and she did pass away.
I don't think I could have found a better person to come sit down with at this point in the evening than you, because that is so deep, and that's just packed with emotion and heaviness and but also at the same time something oddly special and loving about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, because I work in the cancer center, and every day people are like, how could you do that all day? It's so sad. And it's not. It's hard, but there's something so special about taking care of someone during their most vulnerable time and seeing them find their way to the other side and then getting to help them heal through it.
You're 14 and an orphan.
Yes.
Then what? Like, where do you go? Like, what do you do?
I had two older siblings. I had a 17-year-old brother who, sorry if you ever see this, didn't know what the heck he was doing.
Yeah, he wasn't ready. What 17-year-old guy would be?
Nope.
Yeah,
But
so he was a mess. Yeah.
He tried really hard. He cooked dinner, the best he could. We ate a lot of Hamburger Helper growing up. And then I had an older sister who was 20 at the time. And she kind of stepped up, took good care of us.
Wait a minute. Okay, what year is this?
My mom passed away in 2006. My dad passed away in 2009.
Oh, damn. Okay. So right after just to tie it all in, right after the U.S. economy is going through the Great Recession, everyone from coast to coast is hurting financially.
Yep.
Everyone's in a mess. It's the housing crisis. That's all going on. And all of a sudden, you find yourself with your 20-year-old sister and 17-year-old brother, and you guys are left to fend for yourselves? There's not like a grandma or an aunt or somebody that's like living with you?
Nope. So
Hold on, Katie, isn't this wild? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill here, or is this a big deal?
I think it would be hard.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard.
So my dad had appointed his brother as our guardian, and his brother had promised to take care of us. And
Old Uncle Buck
Yeah.
stopping by, yeah.
he didn't even stop by. Once my dad passed away, he really just paid for the house. So when I was 14, I got 2 jobs. I worked as kind of like a bus girl and then at Cold Stone. And I helped pay for groceries and make sure we had food too. And we all kind of stepped in.
It was just 3 siblings going, we got no one else, guys. It's sink or swim here. Let's just figure it out.
And I mean, to be fair, we figured it out. We did pretty good.
Man, Sam, imagine if that happened right now in today's, like,
Oh, no.
social structures and work ethic and just, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it'd never work.
As a mom of an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old, my 11-year-old will never grow up like that. I mean, he is a very good boy, but he wouldn't survive because I'm so good to him. He wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, you don't have to figure anything out. You know, you just get, that's the problem right now. You don't have to figure anything out. You just get the answer.
Yep.
You can just find the answer easily.
Yep.
So, and forgive me, you were 14 at the time?
I had just started high school, and that was just
So
awful.
how do you keep from, like, being knocked up by 15? I mean, and I mean that very
yes.
sensitively, but like you had all the ingredients to just go off the rails right away.
Yeah. So if you ever ask my older sister, who is amazing, she said that I had all the right means to just mess up my whole life.
Right. Everything was there. It was all in place. All you had to do was just execute at that
Right.
point.
And there was just something about having people assume that that's what I was going to do. I mean, I had counselors that were like, are you doing drugs? Are you drinking? Are you having sex? Blah, blah, blah. And I just wasn't doing any of it. And I never actually really did. And it made me want to find a way to be better than what was expected of me.
All right. But don't you feel like on a deeper level that was kind of a God thing? Not to get super crazy religious with you, but I mean, don't you feel like you had all the odds stacked against you and your siblings, and don't you think God in some way gave you a helping hand and said, boy, you guys are in trouble, let me give you a boost here?
So it's funny now that my goal, my dream when my dad died was to work at a cancer center.
Yeah.
And, 16 years later now, I'm doing it. I work at a cancer center. And I do think God sent me a really big gift of my son, Tucker. I had him when I was 18, and he really made me want to be a better person, even better than I thought I already was. I mean, to step up and become a mom when I didn't have a mom. And I was the exact age he is now when my mom died. And I look at him and I'm like, okay, how am I going to raise you when nobody raised me at that age? And I just want to do the best I can for him. So I think he was my greatest gift. I love his little sister too, but he was my greatest gift.
Who'd have thought we would get all that out of Tell Me About Your Favorite Tattoo?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Well, that one's going to be a tough one to beat. So what's the other one in the pole position?
It's so less sentimental, but my most recent tattoo, I have, if you can picture the skull of a bull,
Yeah.
I have that under my chest.
It's too bad we can't show that on camera right now. That would be such a treat for everybody.
It is very a good tattoo, and it's a confidence booster. I've always had a hard time with my stomach, as many women do. We always feel like we could be thinner or more muscular or whatever.
Sure, yeah, all those things.
But
all
this-
those silly things. Yes.
This one, when I wear a bikini or something,
Oh, I bet that looks pretty good.
it's just like, what else could even be there? People don't see anything but a tattoo, and I'm obsessed with it. Shout out to Greg Howell, Dubuque Tattoo Club. He does great work.
Go Dubuque Tattoo Club. Greg Howard.
He does all my work. He's good stuff.
But if I'm looking at it all here, I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty detailed. I mean, this definitely doesn't look like some shoddy work. I mean,
Nope.
there's the devil's in the details here.
He's amazing. I don't know. You can probably see parts of my leg, but
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Yep.
notice. I wanted to be polite and not
No,
look at
that's
your
okay.
legs, but yeah, no, that's
what they're there
cool.
for. And I have like my shin started. So he does good
Wow.
work. He's a good artist.
So you're pretty artsy then.
No.
No?
He's artsy. I just like the way it looks on me.
But I mean, just your overall just persona, like you. I feel anybody who has that much ink and puts that much money into it, and thought because you have thousands of dollars
Oh, yeah.
on you right now, anybody who puts that much effort into that, I feel like has a creative eye and is kind of a footloose and fancy-free, artsy type person. That's kind of a free thinker that, you know.
I am definitely very free-spirited, and I appreciate what others can create. I could never do anything like this, so I appreciate that he can.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like getting art on me, is I can look down and I actually get to see, you know, this was the first tattoo he ever did on me. And
Yeah.
the most recent one is just such a significant upgrade, and it's fun to watch him grow too.
I've always appreciated the fact how tattoos on chicks have become just more normalized.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of been embraced in the culture and the fashion world and just the overall just aesthetics of what is now considered pretty and this and that. And I've always been a tattoo on chicks kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Even when I started as a PA, I was nervous to show them off my tattoos. All of my patients who are 65 plus are like, wow, those are cool.
Well, I mean, but if you were walking around in say 1991 with
absolutely
all
not.
that,
Yeah,
no,
no.
you would have been like you're either at the strip club or the bar.
Yep, you are
Yeah.
a weird lady. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But no, I love my tattoos. I plan on getting my leg finished and then starting my back.
Is Sam in love right now?
Yes. I just got married.
Yeah.
I got married a week ago.
Congratulations.
A little over a week ago. His name's Eric. We've been together for 12 years, father of both of my kids. Probably also my other greatest gift from God.
Yeah.
He saved me. He just deployed with the 133rd, so he will be going to Syria here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet you're shitting barbed wire right now, aren't you? Like over that whole deal or not? Or just...
It's hard because this is our second deployment together.
Yeah.
And he's so passionate about it. Like, he's just such an actual person who's just proud to be American.
Yeah.
He's proud to do it. And I'm just proud to take care of the family while he's gone.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm scared for his safety, but...
But this is not your first military wife rodeo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have his last name now. It's all exciting. I feel very blessed. And I have amazing support.
Military wives are kind of in a cool club of their own.
Yeah, they are. There's some that I think are very all about being a military wife. I think what I like most is that I get to be a military wife, but I'm also just a really cool human on my own.
Yeah.
Like, I have a good career. I enjoy who I am as a separate person. I don't identify just as a military wife.
When he came back from his first deployment, how much adjustment did you have to make to just like understanding the way that you kind of had the house structured now is now been a little bit upended because now he's back home and like you had your regimented structure, I'm sure, or at least your routine, and now that gets disrupted, although super excited and grateful and thankful that he's home. Like, how long did it take for you guys to kind of get back in the groove,
Right.
you know?
So I think me and him were good. I think what I didn't realize last time was how emotionally drained he would be. He just wanted to be around me. He wanted to be around me. He wanted to be around the kids. Everybody wanted to come over and welcome him home, and he didn't want any of it. And he really relied on me to tell people like, oh, sorry, you can't come over today. Oh, we're busy today. So getting used to him not being his usual bubbly self and me having to kind of take care of him too was a huge adjustment.
That is profound. Let me break it down to where, like, I can understand it. He's gone. You are relying on the comfort and the energy and the company of all of your friends and family, and now you have out of a state of survival built this support structure where you're constantly being social with all of these people. He comes home and he's like, I've been with my brothers for 3 years or whatever it is. I just want you, baby. I just want you. And now you have to basically shut your social life off
For a little bit,
for a while, and then kind of put him on the drip a little bit to get, because all of a sudden you just don't start having big get-togethers, right?
I think that's the big. I thought he'd want like a huge welcome home party, and I'm glad I didn't do it because he did not want something like that. But it makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
I see him in this. They spend a year in survival mode. They spend a year with their sympathetic nervous system just off the charts. They don't sleep well because they're always worried about the next thing. And then they come home and they're safe again.
Sure. Oh, that's such an interesting perspective from both sides.
Yeah. It's one that I'm excited to do this time. I'm actually excited to understand what he needs when he gets home.
Yeah.
Last time I was like, oh, he's going to be so excited to party and see everybody and do a welcome home thing and go to dinner every time. And all he wanted to do was take a dang nap and lay on me and just relax.
I think what you'll be able to do is, when you know he's getting close to coming home, you're going to be able to prepare yourself and go on we're going to put it on pause tour with some of your friends and be like, hey, you know the drill, right?
Yep.
Love you, sister. Can't wait to hang out again. It's probably going to be a few months, but, this has been a good run. And, you can prepare yourself.
Right. Well, and he did it for me after we had our second child, and I don't know if either of you has kids.
Yep.
I had terrible postpartum, and nobody recognized it because it wasn't the kind where I didn't want to take care of my kid. I just hated everybody being by me and her. I was like, why can't they just leave her alone? They're going to get her sick. They're going to get me sick. I was so irritated all the time. And Eric really helped me distance from people. So he did it for me. He helped me when I was in a state of I just need comfort and space. I do it for him. That's why we work well together.
Sam, did I introduce you to Katie?
I've been looking at Katie.
Okay,
I'm curious about Katie.
I picked that up because if I were you, I'd probably be like, is that this guy's wife? What's going on here? So, as I told you earlier, I own a company called Treadmill Heroes.
Yep.
We outfitted the Crocus Center with all their exercise equipment.
Yeah.
I like to do this kind of stuff, so I told Kim, I was like, I'll come up here and have some conversations with some people. Katie plays an integral role at Treadmill Heroes. She does all of our scheduling, coordinating. If you call the old 1-800 Treadmill Heroes line, she's the one who answers the phone. But she's also been gracious enough to, whenever I do a podcast, she kind of runs the board back there. So we just kind of came up here. So Katie has 2 young daughters at home, and she's married to her wonderful husband, Curtis, who's a lineman, right? He's what?
No, he works in the LP department, so he fixes tanks.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Natural gas.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm glad to meet you, Katie.
You too.
How old are your daughters?
6 and 4.
Oh, that's fun. I have a 5-year-old daughter, so right in the middle.
We're in the thick of it.
Yes. They're finding out that they're pretty sassy and independent and love you but don't need you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. It's a good time.
And I have a amazing wife that we have been together longer than we haven't.
Oh.
We just celebrated that milestone about a year ago.
Okay.
So from the time we officially made it, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, up till now, we've had more of that part of our life than we had growing up ever since birth without each other.
Okay.
And we've been together since October 2nd, 10/2/10. So 10/2/10 was our first wedding anniversary, right? Our zero wedding anniversary.
Yes, yep. Day you got married.
That was ground zero.
Okay, have you heard of Paul's Tap in town here?
No, should I? Why?
If anyone else hears this from Dubuque, you know what Paul's Tap is. I got married at Paul's Tap That is where we got married. We signed our marriage license over a Paul's Burger, which is very famous in Dubuque, Iowa.
Good
they
for
have this
you.
Old stove. The bartenders are like these sweet little old ladies. We took over the bar on Sunday, May 25th, and we got married and signed our license. And there was a little grease stain on it, and they almost didn't take it, and I made them.
I think that's special for so many reasons. Can I tell you why?
Yes.
I feel like you probably growing up and into early adulthood knew that you had a lot of people just waiting to go, well, told you so, right?
Yep.
Knew that was never going to work,
Yep.
right? And then you get to the point where you find the love of your life and you get married and you guys are stable and you've got your act together, right? And you could throw the big white wedding. You could have done all of that, but you know what? You kind of said, guess what, everybody? As my little step off stager and my mic drop, I'm going to get married at the bar just to let you guys know that I heard you, but I wasn't listening.
Yes. It was a very, very special day, and I honestly don't think I could have imagined a better wedding day. I'm not the big buy a fancy wedding dress, the $2,000 wedding dress, and then the $20,000 venue, and then
Fight the power.
oh my gosh, it's so much money.
Fight
And
the power.
We're trying to save up to go and get a new house, and
Nobody says you have to do that. And if you
Yeah.
don't buy into the societal norms,
Yep.
then you are free of that.
yes. And it's just as special. We have beautiful photos of us sharing a cheeseburger Lady in the Tramp style, and they're so sweet. They're the sweetest memories that I have right now. So
That's so special.
yeah, it is.
So you'll have to follow me on Facebook,
Deal.
Joe Brammeier,
Okay.
and you'll be able to pull up this live stream,
Okay.
which you'll in turn be able to just share with Eric, right? Eric?
Yeah.
And then he can watch this part too.
well,
So, yeah. And I
love
think
you,
that's, I love you too, Eric.
Proud soldier you are.
Yeah. What, Army?
Yes,
Army?
he is Army Infantry.
Yeah.
He's technically Army National Guard Infantry Department. There's about 2,000 of them in Louisiana training right now. I just met a whole bunch of them at the send-off ceremony. They're all great guys. A couple girls in there. Shout out to the girls. They're doing good stuff too. But yeah, he's really in the thick of his training right now.
I hope if him or any of the guys ever just sit back and wonder, do I really matter in this in this whole wheel? You matter.
Yeah.
You matter. Like you take one cog out of the wheel and that's trouble.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
And I don't want to take up your podcast time.
No,
but
I want you to stay.
Yeah. If any military wives ever do hear this, I have just heard such horror stories of military wives feeling so lonely and sad and, wishing the days away or getting divorced. And if I can give any advice, it's that you can't wish the days away. You got to enjoy the time you have while they're gone so that you can appreciate the time when they're back.
Can I speculate a little bit more?
Yeah.
I would imagine that you are more the exception than the rule, because a lot of women, once they get married, kind of take on this role of, okay, here are my four walls that I need to take care of.
Yeah.
And my husband and I, we have a good relationship and all that is great. And I'm just a busy mom with kids. And sadly, people aren't taking enough time for a social life to have that balance.
Right.
And if you're a military family and you don't have that outside social balance and your husband gets deployed, it's almost impossible to then build it from scratch when you need it the most.
Right.
Where I bet with you, Sam, when Eric took off for a while, you're like, hey girl, boy, I'm feeling lonely. You want to come over for some wine and hang out? And so tragically, there's so many women out there that don't have, hey girl, what are you doing?
Right.
And so where you had just an adjustment period when he came back, you may have a lot of housewives that I'm speculating, you may have a lot of housewives, well, if I don't have the social life aspect, then I'm going to just be regimented in the home, and I'm going to have my structure and how I do things. And then when he comes back and there's a dirty pair of boxers laying on the floor,
crazy.
you're going to go crazy, because it's like, how dare you?
Yes.
I've been doing this all by myself, and you have the gall to come home and throw your
not take
dirty
care of it.
laundry on the floor when all that's what you have to
Yeah.
do. And it's like a powder keg.
Yeah, I will tell you.
Am I right?
You are right. I mean, I'm very lucky that I have such a good social circle, and I don't get mad at Eric maybe as much as I should when he doesn't do something, just because I can come back to it, and I have this, comfort with it.
And you have
But-
a friend event too.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. I have found that this deployment, because last deployment I did feel very lonely. There was times where I missed intimacy more than I missed friendship. But this time, I am actually reaching out to these other families. I volunteer and I help with the family readiness group of the Alpha Company, where we actually call the wives and we see how they're doing. And I'm getting dinner with a couple of them.
good
next
for
week.
you.
It's good for them to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy with what I get to do all the time. Whether that's at the cancer center, raising my kids, helping other wives, I feel very blessed and beneficial to help others.
I just feel like you're kind of firing on all cylinders right now. Like, I feel like you're I do. I feel like you probably maybe don't feel like that way some days, but I got to tell you, like, I feel like your day-to-day job is very noble, and you're doing good work, and you have a special interest in executing that well.
Thank you.
I feel like you have a good balance of your energy,
I try.
and I feel like your kids can probably sense that, and
Yeah.
so.
You should next time you're ever around, I'll let you have my 11-year-old on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be great. I'll put him on with my 11-year-old.
Oh my gosh, they'll have a blast. Tucker is hilarious. He loves to yap. Yeah.
What's his number one thing he's into?
Other than Fortnite, so I coach his soccer team. I know you're going to be like, another thing you do.
Oh my
I coach his
gosh.
soccer team, and he's just huge on playing right now and talking about, how our team could be better, and soccer would be his number 2.
There's far worse things than running in grass and getting a tan.
Yes, I love coaching. I get to coach the 12U co-ed team that he's on, and then I added a 10U girls team because I just think the girls need a really strong coach. So I just added them for fun. I don't even have a kid on the team. Those are my girly pops. That's our team name. So,
Sam, you are a gem.
well, thank you. So are you.
You are a gem.
Thank
so
you.
I wish you only the best.
Thank you.
For like 100 years to come.
Thank
right?
you.
You know what? I'll make you a deal. I'll race you to 100.
Deal.
All right?
Deal.
If I make it there first, I'll give you a holler, and you'll owe me another podcast sit down.
Deal.
Right?
And a shot. I owe you a shot.
You more than one.
And
yeah.
thank you for letting me on the podcast. I know I was hesitant to come over, but it was a lot of fun.
This was so nice. I feel this has been spiritual. Doesn't it feel good, right?
I feel inspired. I hope everyone who hears this knows that this was a fun time. Learn something, hear something.
All right.
Yeah.
Sam, thank you.
meeting you.
Nice to
Thank
meet you. You
you.
can throw your headphones right there, and
Yeah.
I'll keep yapping here at the camera. And please, if you see somebody that you think, hey, go talk to Joe for a second, send them over. I've got to probably get Kim and get a last nightcapper in here with Kim. So, all right. So hold that thought, because I got to get Kim over. Sam, thank you. Okay.
Joe,
Yeah.
the gentleman who was kind enough to lend his extension cord is needing it back.
Well, too bad.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Do we have the hose for? Well, then we'll just get one more, and then we'll ask for forgiveness, then permission. You know what? It's an extension cord.
I have
Maybe trade
one
him.
on the window
trade-
and one in the bag.
Trade him out. I'm gonna go get Kim here. Do you see Kim behind me at all? And then I'm gonna go look for Kim, and then will you please plug in my phone, because it's deader than a doornail.
Did you bring that charge pack? Or
I got that. I got all kinds of cords in the bags. I'm sure we can get that. Guys, if you're just joining us, boy, what a wonderful night this has been, Katie. Katie, I am going to mentally and emotionally crash after this. I mean, there's just something so special about having a one-on-one conversation with a complete stranger and feeling a deep connection with that person to where you're like, I could talk to this person for an hour.
I teared up a couple times when you were just talking to Sam.
She
Her
was
story.
an absolute peach. Who would have thought all of that? And I bet we only scratched the surface. I mean, she was very special. And I mean, Hans Klopek, the Cairo. Dude, was I right?
That was a little mean, but
Oh, I took a gamble
Not
on
wrong.
it. I took a gamble on
it
that.
was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. But also, what a
I've never even seen that movie.
Oh, you got to watch it now. There's a scene where Hans, the chiropractor, in the office, or in the living room, he comes out and he's got like this dirty wife beater tank top on and sweat and suspenders, and he has this nasty looking can of sardines, and he's putting sardines on a cracker, and he's like chewing on them in front of people with his dirty teeth, and then he's like offering the neighbors, he's like, sardine. Like the only word he says is sardine.
Chiropractor, he had very nice teeth, so I think it was just the suspenders that you were looking at.
It was the red hair, it
Red
was the
hair,
facial
suspenders.
features, and it was the
I don't
suspenders.
think he looked anything like him, other than
I did preface it by saying a clean shave and a beard trim. All right, I'm going to try and find Kim. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do not let that guy take his extension cord back.
Okay.
All right. I won't. I won't.
I wish I did, but I don't.
All right, Katie.
I don't care if my hair gets messed up. I just want to drink.
Kim, scoot in close to that thing. Scoot your stool in. I want to end this thing the way I started. You know, I have been podcasting this entire evening.
The whole thing?
The entire thing.
Did you get any good stuff?
Oh, well, I got some good-looking old lady named Kim giving a speech up there.
Did you just call her old?
Older. Older.
I'm above 50.
Older, yeah. Hey, I have been live streaming this whole event. First of all, congratulations, Kim. Another home run.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
Aw, that's nice.
No, and I really mean that. I'm so happy for you. When we walked in here, I was getting all emotional. I'm like, oh, look at this freaking place. Look at all these people. It was amazing. The whole place looked great. The event was amazing. Your speech was fantastic. The only time, so I was talking to Cairo Keenan, or Kean, yeah. I was talking to Cairo Kean, and God, we talked for a long time. We really got to know.
You were talking to Cairo?
Yeah.
Cairo Vito.
Well, I was talking to Kean, the chiropractor. I was calling him
gotcha.
Cairo Kean.
There's a guy named here, Cairo.
Oh, geez, what a tie-in that would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only time I stopped the live stream all night was I said, we got to pull off the headphones. I want to listen to Kim. And so we listened to your speech. You did great.
You didn't listen to the other speakers?
No, they were in the background. I was with your guests the whole time. I had a guest the whole time here. I got to meet Kean. I chatted with Kate. last year's speaker. Oh, she was a peach.
great, isn't she?
I'm telling you, Kim, when you go back and watch this live stream on Facebook at Joe Brammeier, powered by Treadmill Heroes, when you go back and watch this, I really feel like I've got a real treat on deck for you the whole night. Your guests that came on here, the conversations we had, like the real deep, like I think at one point at every juncture we teared up. Like we had some really deep thought conversations, and it all revolved around what you're doing here and just the intense energy headed your way, where these people just are so thankful for what you've put together. It's been a wonderful night for me, on the mic.
Good. Well, thanks for doing this, and thanks for documenting our evening.
Oh, documenting we did.
Yeah, that's
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, this was great. So I hope you get a chance to look back at that. It's winding down,
Yeah, it's
right?
winding down. Yep. We were going to have some dancing, but one of our band members unfortunately wasn't feeling well, so we just turned on the music and everyone's just mingling.
Is
still having a
that
good
why
time.
the band kind of pulled the plug there?
Yeah.
We needed Marty McFly on the lead guitar there, but
It was really the piano, so.
oh, bummer.
It was a great guy. That guy was a friend of my dad's, and he had open heart surgery 8 weeks ago.
Oh.
He said, I'm coming anyway.
So he left it all out on the field
He did.
tonight.
He
Oh,
did.
good for him.
He didn't know how long he would last, so.
Oh, well, he
was
made it a few
great.
innings. Good for him.
He did a good job, so I was happy he was here. It was great.
Are you pretty proud of this event this year?
Yeah, I think the event went great. People seemed happy. The auctions went well. We had a nice rowdy live auctioneer.
Yeah, you got.
Jumping up on chairs and stuff.
It was fun.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good time. I'm happy.
Yeah. Wait till you get to see your mom on camera. She did great.
Oh, my mom. You got my mom?
Oh, I sat down with
Wow.
Shirley for just as long as I got to pin you down at the beginning of the
Wow.
night.
Does she talk?
Oh my gosh, we had an amazing conversation. I had a great conversation with Sailboat Mary. We got Sailboat Mary and we had a glass of wine together. It was wonderful. We had a great conversation there, and that was early on over at Crocus.
Yeah.
And when we got here, we sat down. Like I said, Key in the Cairo. I got to sit down with Kate. I just got to sit down with two different radiology techs, not techs,
Radiation therapy.
radiation therapists, both of whom we got into some really deep personal conversations and just how the job and family and all the things that tie into it. It was just wonderful. So I'm so thankful that you asked me to come up here and you had enough faith in me to kind of do my thing and knew I wouldn't.
Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll have you come again.
Oh, well, if you don't,
Maybe at the grand opening of a Quad Cities location.
So can I indulge just a little bit? Tell me about that. Tell us real quick about the Quad City location, because your speech didn't exactly come all the way through our microphones.
I was so I've been talking with Nikki Greeley
Okay.
about potentially opening our next location, I guess if you can say it that way, our second location in the Quad Cities. She came up here and we had a discussion about some other things, and I think she's going to be a good mentor for me for setting up a franchise sort of model for the Crocus
Because she
Foundation.
kind of comes from the franchise world.
Right, she does. And so we have made some legitimate progress, and I think that's going to be our next site.
So excited to live
Right in the
stream from
Quad
that.
Cities.
Yeah, I want to.
Right in your hometown.
Man, do you know how much of a treat it will be to finally either deliver or do a service call for Kim that doesn't involve driving to the Quad or to Dubuque?
I think
For the last
Chino
10
will be
years.
the happiest.
For the last
I would be the happiest, you're right.
yeah, 10 years I've been schlepping my butt up to Dubuque, and it'll be nice to be like, oh, I just got to run down the street.
I know, but who writes that check faster?
Oh, I don't know.
You or me?
Oh, who writes the check faster? Yeah. Oh, you mean to get it all done?
Joe, if I
Right.
can argue with you,
Yeah.
Chino comes up here way more than you do.
Yeah, well, Chino has a soft spot for you. He loves
He's a
you.
nice guy, yes.
He
you have
loves
a great
you.
team all the way around. I'll plug your team. They're awesome.
Which one's your favorite?
Yeah, who's your favorite
I
other
can't
than
say
me?
that.
Other than me, because that wouldn't be fair. Of course,
I
of
love
course,
them
it
all
would be me.
equally, just like my children.
Well, I can't wait to tell Casey tomorrow.
Yeah, because Casey was here last year, but you know what Casey did last year? Just sat here and ate free food and had a few drinks.
I love Casey.
Katie's been working this whole time up here.
Wow.
Katie's been producing.
Did you get some food?
No,
Oh, I didn't either. Not 1 ounce.
I don't need it.
I don't either.
Fine right now.
Who needs to eat?
Well, I just wanted to thank you and congratulate you and tell you that I really do care about you and I really do think you're a special person.
Oh, thanks,
I'm in awe of just everything you've got going on up here. It's just incredible. And when people in the Quad Cities get a whiff of you, they are gonna love it. They are gonna love it.
Well, hopefully Nikki and I will make a great team. So
You will.
there'll be things to come. You'll have to deal with both of us.
Well, this is our official sign-off from the Crocus Foundation's second annual gala. Who better to end with than with Kim David, the lady who started it all, and the one that I feel very fortunate to call my really good pal. And
Friends first.
you
business
bet,
second.
you bet. I'll go to the wall for you, Kim, and I know you do the same for me. And so, anyway, congratulations. This has been a special on-site edition of Joe Brammeier Presents, powered by your friends at Treadmill Heroes. You guys, turn off the damn phone, spend some time with your family, or read a book at this point. We love you. We'll see you later. Good night.
Good night.